Last time on Metanoia Blues, while racing towards Blackrock on a tight deadline, the crew of the Ephemeral Chaos was intercepted by a 5-headed Hydra. The battle was vicious, the crew fought valiantly, and finally managed to defeat the enormous beast with a combination of critical spell work and a devastating blow to the heart. Exhausted and bloodied from combat, the crew decided to temporarily pause and rest for the night. In the morning, they will spare a little time to investigate the Hydra's lair, before once again it is full speed ahead to the island of the Wind Whisperers. You've all slept. You've all taken a long rest.
Good.
I can press the button.
Yay, I love to press the button.
Yep. Just make sure you've got all your stuff.
You're gonna need
I
it.
need my health back. Yeah. Oh, and that means I need to remember too that long rests is when I get to change my spells over.
Yes.
Yes.
And my infusions, but I don't want to change those yet. I do want to fix.
Do I want to change my spells? Maybe you can fix the fish while they are exploring.
They?
We? Question mark?
I guess that's a question. Are we planning to? Because Zeke mentioned that there was a Hydra lair.
Yes.
So the Hydra we just killed. Are we exploring it?
I assumed that
For a
you
little
wanted
bit,
to
I
have
think.
like a little bit of a poke around at the wrecked frigate.
Yeah, just have a look, see what's there.
Frigate is a fun word.
Yeah. Could we do this? So we're at the junction when Luca and Willow have gone back to sleep and Varys are about to head to sleep. Do they need to have a long rest too? Does this need to wait until they are
Varys
their long rest?
basically said like we're stopping for the night so that we can all rest. Just because
you guys don't have
kind
to
of
do
got
much.
Yeah, because we're not racing through the waters now.
Yeah.
Windows down.
And we've basically killed like the apex predator, so there's probably nothing around.
Yeah, you've got some
famous last
time.
words.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got
so we can all wake
some
up.
time. You're able to fix Fish Dog over the course of your long rest.
Sweet. Okay. So we're all up around like I reckon early still though, yeah?
This was around midnight.
Oh.
So I want to say this is 7, 8 a.m.
Yeah. Not early. Give
but
everyone
still
a rest.
like morning.
Okay.
We want enough rest so that the next 48 hours we can just be go.
Yep, fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm fixed Fish Dog, and I guess I just want to chat with you guys about how we plan to actually go
We're
explore.
on the 26th now?
Yes.
Thank you. How's the weather?
Let's roll for it.
Thank you.
As in,
Yes, I'm
somebody roll for
roll.
it. D20, please.
Roll, bitch.
You do it, Sarah, because yeah.
I'm
Us.
writing in my book.
Okay, I guess I'll do it since I hear him writing or throwing books.
Yeah.
So
That's
D20.
me literally
Yeah.
throwing around like a miniature to scale model of Orthos. Like, where the fuck are we landing?
The D20 Z.
D20, please.
Okay. 14.
It is lightly drizzling.
Light dwizzle.
It will clear up probably in the next few hours.
Easy done.
I struggled not to write dwizzle.
That's your own fault.
The you problem.
I know.
Can I? Okay, so I managed to fix Fish Dog. I don't have to roll for that. That was just during a long
it's
rest.
just it. Yeah, it only takes a roll if you're doing it not over time.
Yeah. Oh, I'd like to also recharge my wand.
Yeah, roll a d6, please.
If you get another 6, I'm going to hit you over the internet. Okay, fair.
3. That's all right.
3 plus 1, so it's recharged 4 charges.
I think now more than ever it'd be a good idea to have it at full, so.
You had 1 charge left, so
Yeah, this is better than nothing.
7, 1 charges. Fish dog is alive. Hey, question. I have that little note from N.
yep.
I'm not going to read it. Don't worry about it. We'll do that later.
Willow real-time thought process. Looks at the folded up note. No, I don't have time for this. I can't be doing this.
Maybe after the lair. We'll make sure that we don't die there. I don't want to be distracted when I go into the lair. I need to make sure that we're all on the same page. As soon as the group all wakes up, then we're all fine. Cool.
Did you wake up on the couch with me?
I would have assumed you went to bed.
Yeah,
No.
Luca went to... Oh.
No,
Better have.
I stayed with you.
Luca, to be
I
fair,
slept worse.
of all the people who would like be able to sleep sitting up
Upright.
with minimal problem, it's Luca.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I slept in the
think-
trenches, man. Like,
It doesn't mean you should.
this is comfortable by comparison. I have
If
Willow
Willow
next
woke
to
up
me.
before
That's
you,
the
they
most
would have-
comfortable.
If Willow woke up before you, they would have either covered you or like gestured at you to go into your hammock, like prodded you.
I think Luca is asleep when Willow wakes up, so they're just like... You can just
Okay, well then,
make
I can push him sideways.
an athletics check to dislodge him
oh,
from seating. Seated, even. I can speak English.
yeah, never mind. I'm just leaving him there. Put the blanket over him.
Yeah,
Thank you.
he is
And I'll go
rock
and
solid.
do my fish dog things.
Thank you.
I just wanted to
I'm a
tip him
big
over
solid one.
sideways.
Turns out he's
Never mind.
very hard to topple.
He's a brick, etc.
I'm all muscle,
Okay.
baby.
So I got
Yeah.
5 of 7 1 charges. I got fish dog is alive, and
Mhm.
and I'll do my spells based on what our plan is for the Hydra lair or
Yeah.
the brick frigate.
Good word.
Just
What is our
looking
plan?
around, really, like seeing if there's anything to loot in there.
Yeah,
That's kind of it.
I think you will gradually wake up, make sure you're all well rested and so on, and decide to spend maximum an hour investigating the wreckage to see if there's anything worthwhile in there. I mean, you did find magic items in the Hydra from things it ate, so
There might be even more valuable corpses in here.
Yeah. Never say never.
Question:
Yep. Yeah.
How is this submerged?
No, it's just kind of, it's like half submerged. It's like mostly out of the water, like
Yeah,
propped
and
up on
saw
some
it.
rocks.
At a distance, it was
Ah.
crashed into the rocks and then saw it with the spyglass.
So, like,
Oh,
depending
okay.
on the time of day, it gets like more or less flooded.
I was basically checking whether I needed my spell to dive.
Not super
I have a swimming
necessarily.
cap.
Yeah,
don't I?
can we
Doesn't that
just-
mean I can breathe underwater
Yes.
Yeah, can we just use
Yeah.
that?
rather than wasting a spell?
Gladly.
I spent
Chuck,
like
you
200
use it.
gold on it, and I would hope so.
Yeah.
I now feel bad that we have killed a creature.
It
It's
was
okay.
trying to eat you
started it.
and your ship.
I know,
and
I know.
and everyone on it. It killed your horse.
I know.
Its belly was
but,
full of
you
other
know,
people it had already eaten and killed.
I'm a simple boy.
You're a war criminal.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Kidding.
I'm not.
so who's all heading to investigate the wreck?
Someone should stay with the.
Varys,
ship,
Varys
right?
is
staying
Varys
with the
by
ship.
default is designated driver.
Well, does he have like a better perception than I do? I think he does.
He may do.
Yeah, maybe he should go.
I kind of don't want to go under. Oh no, we're not going underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just looking around the ruins.
I
Okay.
slapped the cap onto Willow's head. Good luck.
Oh, yeah, and we'll go.
Yeah.
And might take the
Okay,
swimming
sure.
ring back from you, Luca, if they're going, though, just
Yes.
in
Yes.
case.
I'm going to
Easy
be
enough
passing
to
that around
trade
a
off.
lot.
Yeah. Whoever's planning to go in the water gets the ring.
Fine, I'll, Wait, so, Luca, do you have your hippo cap?
You can take it.
I'll take the swimming cap if I can take the horse.
Yep.
Cool.
It will listen to you.
Yay.
Cool. Okay. In which case, give me an investigation or perception check. I'm assuming you're helping each other, so whoever wants to can roll with advantage.
I can have Fish Dog help either me or Anne. If we wanted to go separate, cover more ground kind of thing. Or we could go together, I don't mind.
Can the steed also help? Because that means at least 2 of you can roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, in which case both... Yeah, in which case roll with advantage. Both of you.
Okay.
19. Investigation.
32.
Cool. All right. So, you spend some time searching through the wreck. It doesn't take that long. The longest part is just like navigating it in a way where you're not like accidentally dislodging anything or crashing into the ocean.
Important.
It's difficult terrain is what I would describe it as. Like it's not easy to walk on. Hello.
That's the sound of the water.
Gotta go to warp. Can we have a creature that makes that sound, please, in the future of Metanoia Blues?
I'm sure there is.
But you have to make that sound exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you find a almost pseudo nest type thing. Like hydras can hold their breath. They are not water breathing creatures. They breathe air but dive.
Said bye. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Especially when we kill them.
They do that too.
So you find like wherever it sleeps and like this next to it this like filthy pile of regurgitated detritus, bits of rotting wood, crushed bone, matted hair, and even like scraps of metal.
It's a hairball.
Yeah, it's like an owl pellet, but for a thing with 5 heads.
And with a board just like poking at it.
Yeah.
Yuck.
You find a what appears to be a magic hand axe of some kind, a feast bug in a glass jar, and a magic ring. By carefully like poking through and
Looking for shiny.
Looking for shiny, non-ruined bits in amongst the junk.
What's the magic ring? Is that any particular magic ring or just...
I'm assuming that you take all your stuff and then you'll cast Identify back on the ship?
Yep.
That seems to be everything of value in here. Like, you could try and look for, I don't know, coins and stuff, but considering the state of things, it feels less worthwhile to search for bits of black and silver or slime-covered gold pieces.
Yeah, probably more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah. Magic items, at least, are like, okay, this will not be meaningfully damaged by stomach acid. Usually.
Did you say feast bug?
Feast bug, yes.
Like, feast
It's a
as in
beetle.
food?
Yes.
A beetle?
Yes.
What do we know
Remember,
what
we
it
found
does?
one of those at Malachi's, I believe, doesn't it? I think. Or something similar.
Does it feast on us?
Nope.
I thought you eat it to give you, like, super fullness
Aw.
or something. Wasn't it? Have I made this up?
Nope, that's
That one?
true.
Okay. Yeah. I think
How
we
do
had
we
a similar
eat it?
moral conundrum when we found it at Malachi's.
It's
I don't want to
At
kill a
least we're
hydra. I don't
consistent.
want to eat a bug.
And yet you made bacon the other morning.
I don't want to kill Roselia. What do you want to do, Luca?
Repent.
I know what the answer to that is.
yeah.
I was going to say hold hands.
Yeah, can we hold hands?
No.
Come back to me on the ship. Come to Luca.
Anyway, so those are the things you find.
Yep.
Yay!
In which case, once you have retrieved your haul, you are able to set sail once again under the power of the elemental engine. Varys will make a navigator's tools check.
Does he want advantage? I guess I make the water vehicles check. Oh shit, does he want advantage?
He can.
There we go. Dirty 20 is a little bit better than an 11.
Yep. Cool. So, safe. You make the water vehicles check. Dexterity, please. And make an Arcana check to juice the elemental engine.
Okay, just flat.
I believe so, yes, because...
Oh gosh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Guys, what are we doing here?
Bad.
That was a 9 and an 8,
Yeah.
just for posterity.
Which is quite a far cry from our usual.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think these two things feed into each other. I think Willow gets a 9 because N got an 8.
Alright.
N tries to
It's okay.
load magic into the elemental, and what you get is, like, I'm assuming you're doing this one spell slot at a time over, like, a course of a few hours, in which case you take... you try to, sort of, like, I don't know if you're preoccupied or something else, but your focus isn't there, so when you try and load raw spell energy into the elemental engine, it like sputters and backfires and you take 17 force damage.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I think
That's like all of your HP.
that's a pretty like a reasonable chunk. Yes, you hear like a and fly backward and hit the wall of the engine room.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I need to go check on N. Did you hear that massive thud and just the end?
Yeah.
What kind of sound does the end make when they hit the wall, by the way?
I feel it's like completely silent, and that's more troubling.
Oh my god. Willow looks urgently at
The
whoever they were
explosion and the
near
thud.
and just runs downstairs. Oh my god.
Willow trying to like start up the elemental engine and it just like it because N is doing that at the same time, it just like fully, you know, when like a motorboat like stalls out or like
Yeah.
you're trying to get a like pull like a ripcord lawnmower to start, it just goes
And then
yeah, that's basically the sound.
oh my god. Urgent Willow pause, looks at Varys, runs downstairs. Can I say that when I go to open the door, N's like potato sacked against it?
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah.
you open the door and like and unfolds onto the ground.
Where's Luca in this?
Oh my god, he would have gone down too if there was injuries to be had.
You know what?
Oh.
I think Luca was probably like cleaning off all the magic items of just like getting rid of the nasty
Stomach
that's-
juice.
It's less stomach juice and more just like mush attached to it.
Sure.
Yeah, so as N like kind of tries to pry themselves up from the crumpled heap that they have become, they say to Will, Elemental's tired.
Jesus. Guys, Willow's gonna trying to hurry, like sort of skid you aside to get in and like see to your injuries. Willow's going, you're gonna just get like a Will, first of all, Luca, please, like Willow's gonna call to Luca.
Coming. Puts a hand on
And,
N's head, heals them.
I think while Luca's coming, Willow's going to offer to N, we take a break now. Doing this every day was already a lot to ask. So, yeah, thank you for everything you've done, but that's enough.
Yeah, close enough. They can't all be winners.
I mean,
You got us this far.
Yeah, exactly.
And gives a thumbs up.
We're both helping you over to, like, the couch. Or
Yeah.
your hammock. Willow's gonna check your eye real quick. I don't know, just like habit. Not like an old habit. It's like a right now habit with N.
It's there.
I think they're mainly concerned, like, was there any magical backfire because of the new spell you got yesterday? Is anything bad happening? You know?
Make an investigation check, I think. If you're getting all up in N's business. Otherwise, this would be a flat. Yep, okay.
They're injured, quickly.
26.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Cool. So, Rom, how's N changed significantly?
I mean, I feel like at first glance, it doesn't really seem like anything has changed about them. But I think when Willow gets all up in their business, it's not so much the eye that they notice having any different qualities, but they kind of notice where the cracks on N's arm and face, because they're out right now, always this deep. They look like they've become a little more indented than you remember.
I think Willow's gonna... Is Luca still here?
Yeah.
Am I full at health, Luca?
Yes.
Did you fill up my whole health?
Yes, I gave
back
you.
up to 33 from 16?
Yeah, so imagine
Oh
you got
my
a
God.
headache.
I hurt. Yes.
You're on concussion watch at the moment.
I did have some blunt force trauma due to my body being flung against the door. Yes.
Willow's going to ask Luca, do these look deeper to you?
Yeah. Picks up N's arm.
We both got an arm each and we're just turning it
Yes.
over.
And giving you a disgruntled look. What are you doing?
You said you had a new spell yesterday, yes?
Yeah. So it happens all the time.
I'm combining it together with what you told us about, like, Angel Eye. Maybe it's just that you're getting stronger.
Does it hurt?
N's spells have seemed like a level of magnitude more powerful than they have been in the past, like when you first met them, but that's also not that unusual. You've all gotten a bit stronger, but then again, you're not super familiar with how warlocks work.
No. How's N react if Willow, like, you know when you pull someone's cheek up to look at their teeth?
Yeah. I think Anne kind of like flinches away and flops your hand back.
Oh, pardon me.
Warn me. You wanted a nice big smile? And like bares their teeth with like big grin, but it's like a shark about to bite you grin.
Willow reciprocates that exact same kind of grin.
Luca smiles like a normal person.
Yep.
No, Willow is looking. You look like, does N look normal otherwise? Willow's main quiet. Feel free to do an insight check. And sorry, and Luca, I guess.
Just yank at my mouth. Nah. Oh, that's a 13.
Rolled a
2.
Two
So
persuasion.
I literally cannot roll lower than a 2. So
I mean, roll in case you get a 1.
that's a 20. So
You can tell that Willow is checking in case anything is changing about you that is a problem, something to worry about. Whether there's any, for lack of a better word, like aberration mutations happening. Deeply sorry. I've recently, my head got helmed recently. I'm just checking. We saw a Nothic. I researched Nothics about you.
Yep.
I just want to check.
Yeah.
Angel Eye.
Can I make like a medicine check to see if
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I think roll with advantage because you have Willow like helping them.
Good.
Yeah. Try again.
14. That's better than a 1.
I think and is going to respond to a question that Luca asked earlier. No, it doesn't hurt. I feel fine.
medically, do they seem like they're any different to the last time I kind of got a good look at them?
You check N's vitals, like,
A little more delicately than Willow,
yes.
I think.
Yeah, you ask them,
I'm
like,
a doctor.
you check their eyes, you check their fingernails for any discoloration, you check their pulse and breathing. Everything seems totally healthy, aside from the fact that they just got a little bit winded from being blasted
Exploded.
backwards
Yeah.
by their own magic backfiring a bit. But your healing magic works as normal on them. They seem physically healthy. The one thing is those cracks, which are unusual. When you touch them, it doesn't feel like skin necessarily.
Hmm.
Am I right, Rom?
Yeah. It's kind of rough.
Can I make a nature check to see
What
what
are you
compare it
looking
to as
for?
a leather worker? Like if it feels like bark, if it feels like skin, wood.
I would say it doesn't feel like any of those things. I would say
Symbiont
like,
helm.
Also, no, it doesn't feel that kind of fleshy wrongness about it. Rom, how would you describe it? Like
Yeah,
cracks
like a
in
little.
stone?
Yeah, a little bit rough. It's like the skin is a little bit tougher there. Not rock solid or anything, but I describe it a bit like a rash in terms of toughness. You know how the skin can get a little bit more rough and thick
Yeah.
feeling when it gets a bad rash, but it's not unless
Yeah.
instead of the like roughness of like a spotty red rash, for example, it's more the roughness of these are cracks, these are indents, these feel like they could become openings, these feel like scabs.
But
Side note, Willow took off their glove to check the cracks.
Oh, no, you're going to distract me.
Could you pay attention for 5 seconds?
Ankle.
I feel like Luca's concern is more focused on Anne to notice that
Yes.
Willow has taken
Yes.
off their
Yeah,
gloves
yes.
at this point. I would describe like they feel like scabs, but like the scab texture isn't there so much as it feels like smooth, like almost glass-like or like marble or something.
Ooh.
So like
That's an
where
odd-
you see like the edges of the skin feel rough in the way like of eczema or rash, but then you get to the actual crack and it feels like smooth and glassy. It's odd.
That's a bit unnerving. And sorry, my 2 persuasion means that I'm not good at hiding that Willow looks a little bit like they don't want to worry you, but they look a little ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I might be able to make something.
A face cream.
Well, an arm cream.
It's kind of everywhere. And if we're worried about me becoming an aberration, don't we have like a sword to test that?
I'm just worried that your skin's going to hurt.
Oh, we'll cross that bridge if we come to it. Right now, I'm fine.
Or
I've had these
we
for
can
years.
prevent it.
So Willow squints at the we have a sword to test that. They go, no, I wouldn't do that. Wait a minute. Yes, I would. Hold on. Pause. No, that doesn't make any Well, I guess we could No, Anne's already been injured. I don't need to also give them a laceration. That doesn't make any sense.
And sees your face journeys. Just a little cut. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna set a light that's happened already. Survived last time.
I'm gonna look at Luca like I'm looking for his medical opinion before I stab Anne.
How much lay on hands
Oh,
you
you
got
can-
left, buddy?
Yeah, you can stab them, but, that's not going to do anything.
What?
I mean, if you wanted to stab them with the sword now.
Willow,
that what
would
you're
make an Arcana check, just flat.
Thank you. Let's go. 11.
This is definitely to do with their magic. You don't necessarily know what the implications of this are yet. But in terms of like, is this worsening? Is this going to hurt? And right now, looks like no. As far as you can tell, this might be normal, but then again, like, what is normal for this situation?
I also think one of the thoughts that occurs to Willow is, what can we do about it, even if it is bad? And at the moment, I'm thinking forward to Orthos. The only option on the horizon appears to be Angel Eye. You know, that's the kind of, or Shan, or study somewhere else. We're not going to find a bookstore in Orthos that has books on this. So I think that one of the things is, like, Willow's not going to be like, oh god, you're turning into an aberration. Anyway, time to go fix the Kraken Slayer. So I think, like, keeping on route, it's safer to just keep everyone reasonable, I guess.
Yeah.
That's my
I will
logic at the
say,
moment.
like, N is like rushing it off, but at the same time, like, they're not wrong about this. They're not wrong that this is like that this has been there for a while. This doesn't look like it's newly changed. It just looks like a detail that you haven't noticed, perhaps because you haven't looked that closely. You know, it's like somebody's hair growing longer.
Yeah. Makes sense. I think Willow's going to sort of swerve off that thought a bit. We have plenty of time to stab each other later. Can you still change?
Change into what?
Me.
Any of your cast.
And we'll, like, snap their fingers and shuffle through a few different faces.
Yep. Works
Everything
perfectly
changes. They can still hide the cracks. Everything's still working.
I'll bring Fish Dog over so you can fire an Eldritch Blast at it.
And shrugs.
Check that you're still working.
Shakes out their arms. Shouldn't we do this outside?
It's fine.
You say
You
so.
get those new gloves?
Oh,
yeah.
so true.
That is very true.
Good.
If they're washed off now.
fine. Yep.
Yes, I clean them.
Fine, then En will put those on and then just full hand palm on Fish Dog.
Oh,
Like a dodgeball.
I regret my actions.
Exactly. And their hand will light up and they'll try and blast Fish Dog.
Roll damage.
Point blank Eldritch Blast. Rip.
Oh god.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my god!
Goodbye, Fish Dog.
Shit!
Willow forgot just how strong N is.
Well, it's only adding to the fact that, yeah, you really have gotten stronger, but Fish Dog breaks in your hand.
You just hear the tap of En's hand just directly on a Fish Dog and then just
It is like a gunshot at point blank. And Willow's like, fuck, I forgot. My little guy isn't that strong. One Eldritch
whistles.
Blast is... Oops.
like, impressed
I
whistle
just-
as they
we
watch the Fish Dog crumple to the floor.
Oh, and then you're just holding the dragon shard.
Yep.
Its little casings are just gone.
And turns around with a dragon shard in their hand and like hands it back to Willow. Oops.
Well,
I
you've
think we
certainly
needed
gotten
that.
stronger.
Sir.
I'll fix this. Willow goes to fix Fish Dog again.
Well,
Okay, I think you are traveling at the elemental engine's normal top speed, which is only 120 miles over 24 hours.
yeah.
So,
Could I
let's
base
move-
boost it?
Um.
How many spells would
Make-
be needed to base boost?
Oh.
We could do it together. I can give you one. Hold hands.
We could
Well,
each
for
deposit a bit, couldn't we?
the thing about N is that their spell slots are at level 3. So
Yuck.
I would need you to
Sorry.
cast 3 levels of spell into that. So either a second level spell and a first level spell, or 3 first level spells to get the
can do
equivalent
that.
effect.
I can give you some first level spell.
Do you want to do the first level? I'll do the second.
Okay.
Okay.
Willow, roll an Arcana check first to see if you can do that in the first place.
Oh, thank you.
Because the elemental engine did just like backfire.
Kick me out.
True.
Can I
on a
help? Or is this like a no-go?
I don't think you're trained
We're
in
checking.
this.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
I don't.
No, I mean like help figure out if it can be done.
Willow, what you see is like basically you go to like check over the elemental, and the dragon shard is hot.
Oh,
You think
okay,
that-
never mind.
It's you think this is probably not safe to do at this point in time.
Oh,
Oh,
poor
okay.
little guy.
Okay. Willow pats it.
Ouch.
Yeah. Give it.
You know, like when you've had a light bulb on for
Yeah.
a few hours, and then
Yeah.
you could try and go and touch it after it burns out, and it's like, ow. That's
Willow lightly pats it with their glove, like distant,
Yeah.
not like hats, not like a there pat.
yeah.
But it's a thank you, job well done. You, like Anne, need rest. Luca
Yeah.
overhears Willow talking under their breath to the elemental. Thank you for all your hard work.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
The elemental is going to make a Constitution check.
Go, baby,
Two.
go.
It's good. It's got good con,
Oof.
But not today.
But-
it needs
but
sleep.
not today.
We are rolling like ass today, just as an
We're-
aside.
You're all a bit tired. I mean, you have been gunning it, so
Yeah.
it's no
Mm.
surprise.
And we did fight a Hydra.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Get the bad rolls out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What,
Cool.
What language do they speak again?
Primordial.
Primordial?
Okay. I feel like Willow's primordial is a bit scrappy, so never mind.
Willow has like tourist
Hello,
handbook.
where is the bathroom?
Yeah.
Hello. Goodbye.
How
Potato
are
for
you?
some reason.
Hope you're well.
Donde está la biblioteca?
Anyway. Feral Chaos. Well, you don't get lost because Varus's check guarantees that.
Thanks, Ferris.
Willow, roll me one more water vehicles thing. This one would be intelligence instead of dexterity. Because this is more about like getting the most out of the sails instead of like just handling the brute force power.
18.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I'm a sailor.
You make the best use that you can of what wind there is. It's kind of light today, so it's not as fast as you could be, but at the same time, you're not fighting against strong gales that would be blowing you inland. So I would like everybody, including Varus, to make Constitution checks.
Need?
Flat
Yes, no.
con or save?
Just checks. This is for endurance of
20.
ooh, good.
Nice. 10.
How many consecutive
15.
hours you can do, and this is sort of a group constitution check.
Nice.
Not
We're
bad.
averaging out.
Okay, so everybody above a 10. Varus and Anne are going to need to take another long rest before you arrive in Orthos. But Willow and Luca, or like suffer a point of exhaustion. But Willow and Luca are able to push on through over like the next 36 hours, basically.
Whoa, shit.
We could let them take a rest while we work. Fist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're able to basically what you do is like cat nap on and off, where you like take 4 hours of rest and then be up for a couple hours and then another 4 hours of rest, and basically break up your sleep in such a way that like you don't suffer any exhaustion, but you're still like there's almost always somebody at the wheel or at the sails.
Sorry, could we have, during one of those times, can I have cast Identify to see what we got?
Oh yes, give me Arcana check.
Arcana, da 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 da. Fishdog is dead, so
They're
Don't
not
need 'em.
even needed.
got a 24.
Cool. The comeback hand axe is a cursed +2 weapon.
Oh,
Oh shit.
The feast bug is it technically counts as a potion. It is a delicious beetle, altered by alchemy, that feeds a creature for the equivalent of 24 hours and removes 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, handy.
And the ring is a Mage's Friend ring, which grants a +1 to Arcana and Religion checks if you wear it.
Oh, wow. What's it
Willow
called, sorry?
immediately puts that on.
And are these all, like, which ones of these are, okay. Are any attunement?
I believe the hand axe is attunement.
But
And
it is
what's
also
the curse?
Let me pull it up. Actually, I'll just post it in strats and Willow can read it out. Or
Okay.
I'll put
I can
it,
tell
yeah,
Luca.
I'll put it in money.
Yeah. Luca's curious. Puts the ring on to see if it fits and if it looks cute on him. Takes it off.
Which hand does he put it on? Out of habit?
Both, because it'll look different on each hand.
Oh, okay. Or which finger?
So, whichever one it fits on.
Okay. Slide dog. All right, Willow. We'll tell you it's a comeback hand axe. +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls. Whenever you use the weapon's thrown property, the weapon returns to you. But it is cursed. When you attune to the item, you cannot break your attunement unless targeted by remove curse or similar magic. Whenever you are more than 5 feet away from the weapon, it will attempt to return to you, making an attack roll against your AC. Evil boomerang.
Yeah.
A successful dexterity check that meets the attack roll successfully catches the hand axe before it deals damage.
Oh my god. So if it like rolls a 26 attack, you need to roll a 26 dex save.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You just get
That's
clocked
hilarious.
in the middle of battle by your own hand axe.
How many
think Willow's
attuned
gonna-
items do I have?
Willow's gonna
Pick 'em
smirk and say to Luca, "Trust yourself with this."
Luca playfully throws it at Willow.
Oh my god.
The good thing is that it doesn't actually do anything until you attune to it.
Yeah. How many items do I have attuned? Technically just the one?
Yeah, I think it's just your arm.
My arm. Because the ring and the cap are just things I put on and take off.
Yes.
And the boots as well.
Yep.
I'm decked out right now. Hell yeah.
Not too shabby.
Is the axe cute? Is the main question.
I mean, it's cursed.
I can fix that eventually.
The mental image of this flinging back and hitting Luca in the head and giving him more amnesia is really struggling, just laughing to themselves at this thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's kind of cute. It's not quite your aesthetic, but it's like got a nicely leather wrapped half, and there's some nice arcane engravings on the axe head.
Yeah, I don't have an axe yet. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Unless someone else wants it, but
No, thank you.
Somewhat suspect they won't.
okay, Luca has an axe. Or we could sell it and give the curse
The
to
curse
someone else. If I decurse it, does that increase its value?
Depends what you tell them when you give them the axe.
I think the curse gives it its power, though.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yes. The curse is
Oh.
part of the magic.
Oh, okay. All right. Luca will take this.
Yeah, it's very powerful magic. But the power has a downside.
Yeah. Valid.
The
Luca
recoil
puts
is
it.
crazy.
The recoil is pretty bad.
This is so. If you fall in battle because you threw this and it bonks you on the way back, Willow's
as long
thinking
as
that
it-
now, like, should I have given that to him or should I just thrown it?
As
Oh, whatever.
Wait, does that mean every time I throw it, it will come back to me and make an attack roll on me?
Yes.
You have to roll
Awful.
dexterity, acrobatics, or sleight of hand.
That
I
is
mean,
awful.
it can also it will try if
You
it
can use it.
doesn't hit your armor class, it just clangs to the floor.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take this and have, like, I think it will be fun to play with it for a little while.
Go attune with it.
Just remember,
Check
you
out the side
can't
of
break
the
the
verse, see how much-
attunement once you attune to it, so...
I will
Yeah.
attune
Oh, yeah.
when necessary, but for now, I'm just gonna hold on to it.
Okay.
Actually, I will. It's going to remember that if you attune to it, you can't unattune it. until we find a curse breaker. Mental. Oh god, I just
I'll just hold on to it.
Immediate jolt of memory of the sound of Wolfred's helm being unattuned. And I think that's why Willow jumped up to be like, "Hi, don't attune that unless you plan to, like consequences." Like,
Yep.
Don't worry, I'm not going to attune to it yet.
It feels like they made a mistake.
While you guys are doing that, I think Varys or anyone who's watching the deck at any point is going to catch N disappearing and reappearing at different points on the deck a couple times in that little flash paper fire burst.
Yep. I'll make a perception check for Varys.
Varys like, what? Weren't you over there? How'd you end up over there? What?
Ends up trying to be subtle, so
Yeah. Cool. Well,
Ends
Varys
just
is
zooping about.
testing out that new spell of yours.
Yeah. Figure I should get a hang on it before we arrive in Blackrock, just in case.
Smart.
Ed nods. Ed's kind of standing outside of the cabin. They look in towards where Varys is kind of lounging at the helm, and they focus, and then they disappear in a flash, reappear inside of the cabin, and sit down on one of the seats by the table. Pretty convenient.
Very.
Leans back and kicks their feet up onto the table in that kind of precarious punk-ass chair sit.
Yeah. I will say when you have expanded all your spell slots, it feels like you've kind of been on a sprint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which end?
In the way of I need to sit down for a little bit before I can do anything dramatic again.
Zeke, don't give me away. I'm trying to play it cool.
Well, you've got a bajillion deception modifier, so
It's fine. Varys
this is
doesn't
information.
notice.
What does it feel like when you do that?
Still kind of off. First time I did it was really weird because I didn't expect it at all. And then I was just, did you see anything? I know you were kind of occupied at the time.
I don't think I did. Just that you suddenly weren't there.
Yeah, well, just as much of a surprise to me. I kind of described it to Willow as disintegrating, but that doesn't feel quite right now that I've done it a few more times. It's just like disappearing. No, dissipating. Yeah. Not painful, but it's just, Ted does a little wiggle of their shoulders. Feels kind of weird, so just trying to get used to it.
He nods. Yeah, the first time my mark kicked in, it was quite strange, I can tell you that much.
No, yeah, that was in a kind of life or death situation too, wasn't it?
A little bit, yes.
What happened again?
Certainly
What'd
felt
you do?
like one. Oh, I was out at sea as a teenager fishing or something, I think. I don't remember quite what I was up to, but a storm rolled in and I had to make my way back to safety, and I was fighting against the winds and the riptide when my mark manifested, and it sort of gave me the strength to maneuver my way back to shore.
Lucky.
He pulls up a sleeve and rubs over the mark that's on the inside of his forearm. Arm burnt like hell after that, though.
And kind of leaned further back in their already precariously lean seat to just kind of get a better look. Yeah, we might have more in common than I thought.
Innate magical power does have both its good and, let's say, strange sides.
Yeah, you can say that again. That kind of lifts their arm up and examines some of the cracks on it. Oh, so far so good, right?
So far, so good. Cool. So I'm just going to do a little bit of math.
Math time, math time.
As you have 180 miles until Blackrock, and you're traveling currently at, let's say, about 5 miles an hour. Yeah. So 36 hours.
Until we get there.
Yeah. Anne and Varys will need a long rest during that time. Willow and Luca can split up their rests in such a way that there's always somebody awake.
Cool. What time is it now?
You tell me. We're in montage mode.
Well, 36 hours from... I'm just trying to remember what we did.
From 8 a.m., basically. Do I hear anything from Beaumont in that time? Because I also might respond to respond to the other sending stones before, the day is out.
Yes, you do hear from Beaumont in that time. He replies to your question, what happened to the Kraken Slayer? The reply comes in as, broke down halfway up the mountain after a bad fight in 994. Everybody here knows that. Nobody except the crew is allowed near, though.
Well, now we know, and we'll diligently report that to Willow.
I'm going to say that you've approached me when I'm fixing Fish Dog.
Yep, my handiwork.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll a Tinker's Tools check for repairing Fish Dog in less time?
Yeah.
Immediately negates your long rest benefits.
21.
Hey.
Yep, you're able to fix Fish Dog back up in about an hour of work. You've gotten good at fixing N's damage specifically.
Buff out the scorch marks.
Yeah. Okay, so the Kraken Slayer 994 broke down halfway up the mountain. Next steps.
And we'll probably also mention that they have heard back from the other sending stones. Is there anything that Willow wants them to try and get out of those other contacts? Because at least 2 of them are open to conversation. The third is going to be interesting. Poor Dag is going to be interesting.
Willow will ask the 2 that responded, the one in Scan and the one in Regalport.
Yep.
Maybe you could ask them about the whereabouts of the Whisperers.
In their area?
If any have pulled in. If the Stormchaser is headed back to Regalport, or if, I suppose, Emma on her sail has passed through Scan, but without being so obvious. It could give us a heads up on how much time we actually have.
Yeah, true. I could ask them to give me a heads up on Wind Whisperer movements.
It's not too far from what Khorvaire might have asked anyway. So we're still neutral. Yes?
As far as I can tell, other than, me threatening to out them, but that's just to get us talking.
Willow nods. Sounds like a plan. What's your next... Oh, I suppose you're asking me. Do you have any thoughts about what to ask Buttermilk next? No, Willow shakes her head to let you... They are sourcing your advice.
Yeah, and thinking... Well... He said that no one's allowed near it. Do you think it would be too close for comfort to ask about the security measures in place?
Willow, it's...
Or maybe who of the previous crew of the ship is lingering around? He works at an inn. That kind of thing probably comes in and out on the gossip train.
That's an angle.
You'd know better.
Feel free to make an inside
Yeah, I can see your discomfort. And saying you would know better than I would what's risky and what's not in that place. 17.
2!
Okay.
Far out. I literally can't seem to roll the persuasion above a 5. And that's fine. Willow's, since you brought them the news, they are scrambled. You can tell that they're not really thinking straight. They aren't. You've seen Willow working on their game before. You've seen them put together sending stone messages pretty easily. None of that is here.
Yeah.
They're foggy mentally. Every time they seem to think about this, it's like this. They just can't really put it together. So when they ask you for advice, they're also like they're deferring to you in a way because they can't figure it out themselves.
Yeah. Well, the way I see it, our goal when we get there is to infiltrate the Kraken Slayer to repair it. No one's allowed near it, so maybe we can gather information surrounding it. My only concern there then would be the more questions we ask about, say, security, the more likely that there's going to be suspicion there. Not that I think Beaumont is going to go and start outing us to the Wind Whisperers themselves, considering the little noose I have around his neck, but the questions we ask are information in and of themselves, so I'd be curious about your take on that front. If not, asking about the crew that's still living or has decided to set up shop in Orthos for the time being is less alarming. It's less likely to immediately trigger someone into thinking, what's the security so I can bypass it?
That sounds, I'll express plainly one of my concerns is if we give Mr. Buttermilk a little too much information. Well, I suppose his fate is sealed already.
Yeah, I mean, depends if I out him. Depends if you want to out him.
Willow shakes her head. That's not the point. Anyway, yes, thank you. Perhaps the crew angle is the best one we have at the moment. I probably need to think about it.
Sure.
But, yeah, I think Willow kind of just like, they make a move like they're about to go somewhere. I think it's clear to end. They kind of need air.
Mm-hmm. And watches them go.
Yeah, so frustrated by the fact they can't think. It's like they can't tell if that's a good plan or a bad plan.
Yeah,
they don't like.
En's kind of trying to get an idea of how dangerous these questions are in Orthos, having never been.
Willow does double back to say thank you for doing that, by the way. Perhaps in the meantime you can contact the other ones and I will think on Buttermilk.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, look, Willow's frustrated. They need to clear their head. Just Willow's left the room and gone outside with an energy of like, I need to clear my head.
Mm-hmm. Poor thing. Okay, but yeah, so... And we'll take out the other 3 sending stones, and to Daria and Guerna, they will say, over the next 3 days, report to me any Wind Whisperer movement in your area. Then we can talk about your contract's fate. And to Tordag, they say, you think Cobra Khan will even keep you on his payroll after you lose that position? Who will pay you then?
Ooh.
Cool. Tordag.
And that's it.
Good to know.
Beaumont is left on red.
Yeah.
For now, I would like to get that other message back to him before, so we don't waste a day of intel, of potential setting up of plans. These are such good opportunities, and I feel them slipping through my fingers, It's very frustrating. To have all the pieces and like none of the answers is not something I'm particularly used to or fond of. And where is everyone at the moment?
And might be taking a sleep at this point because they just exhausted all their spell slots, exhausted their brain juice, goes to bed. So, or
I
at
did
least
imagine Luca was having one of his like designated naps, but designated naps.
you
gay
are
nap.
gay, Luca.
I mean, and also has like cat naps. So, in which case, Varys is steering the ship and will take a sleep probably in the next 6 hours or so. I'm assuming that you've been traveling for. Yeah, so I imagine you've been traveling. This is about 6 hours into your 36.
What time of day is it?
If you left at 8 a.m., then
It's only like 2.
yeah, so like mid-afternoon, sort of 2-3ish.
Okay. I mean, the day's not getting any younger. I can't wait for optimal circumstances.
Yep.
Also, walking past Varys reminds me that conversation that Willow had with him the other night that panned away from
Yeah.
has been feeling more and more surreal since it happened.
Yeah.
Like, I think just looking at him, they haven't really talked since then. It's not like they've been avoiding it, but it's just kind of like...
No, you just haven't had a one-to-one conversation. Like, you've chatted, obviously, between the Hydra fight and so on, but it's just like the daily sort of business of running a ship.
Yeah, I think like Willow will nod at him as they go past and they'll go outside. And I feel like every time they go outside and they see a different shape of Orthos on the horizon, it like just scrunches their chest a little tighter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. End's next sending stone is going to come back with details of where they are. Willow will be able to more clearly map out how many days until the Stormchaser arrives and they can't piece a sentence together or a thought. They have no choice. They have to think deeply. I think Varys probably hears the sound of Willow hopping up on the roof of the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Not ideal. The sky is bright. They take off their glasses, they're going to hurt their eyes. Actually, what's the weather like today?
I believe it was
Light
somewhat
drizzle.
yeah.
It might have cleared up by now.
Yeah, the rain has passed, like it is no longer raining, but you do still see these sort of like this blanket of clouds patchy in the distance.
If I remove my glasses, is it going to do damage? Is it that kind of brightness?
It might be uncomfortable, but you are able to position yourself in like the shade of the sails so that you're not in like direct sunlight.
Yeah. I mean, if I can't have the night, I will try and do everything else in the same order, regardless, just to give this the best chance of success. Willow's going to settle on the roof of the cabin and take off their glasses. I think immediately close their eyes because even just the like reflection of the sails is sore.
Yeah.
It's not the best, but not ideal, but it's not impossible, so we can have a go. Willow crosses their legs and tries to settle their breathing. Oh, sorry, they actually should. Yeah, no, anyway, yeah. They're trying to settle.
You take a deep breath. Smell of the sea, sound of the waves around you, the gentle creak and sway of the boat beneath you. You find comfort in those sounds. Settle your breathing. It's not night time, but you're still under the sky. You heard your grandmother's voice recently. She was the one to teach you all about the stars as guides for those who wander.
It's important to know where you're going.
Usually the depth of the night sky is a thought you can lose yourself in, the endless expanse and all its possibilities, the space between the stars. But you haven't been so comfortable in the dark lately, so maybe the fact that it's day is good. It's too easy to get disoriented in the night, easy for your mind to wander. And the stifling loneliness of the sea at night is a bit of a sore spot for you, so...
Silver linings. With that in mind, and the sort of like outline of Orthos in their mind as well, on the horizon, Willow shifts into Wild Hunt.
Your snout extends, ears grow larger, senses grow keener. You focus on the lapping of the ocean, creaking of wooden rope, the waves. You try to filter them out one by one, isolating yourself in this quiet space. You're alone in the world. Just you and the endless expanse of sea and sky.
Oh, okay. Usually that's an anchoring thought, but I feel like this time that feeling like plunges into Willow's stomach. That's a sickening thought, but all the more reason to find something to anchor themselves on. So they reach for something to focus on. Orthos. Plans for Orthos. What En was talking about. First step. Repairing the Kraken Slayer. The reason we're here.
You know where to look for it.
Sundown, yeah?
Yeah. The perch. Tucked away on a cliff face, halfway up a mountain.
Suppose En's intel just confirmed that. Thank you, Buttermilk. And for everything else, there's intel gathering. The crew's good at that. Not only En's sending stones, but also just liaising around Orthos. And utilizing the spy network, Khorvare's spy network.
Mm-hmm. And then there are the surveillance notes, stolen from Khorvare's desk. It shows the paths of Lyrander ships through the principalities, ships he ought to be protecting from pirates. You all handed it directly to a wind whisperer.
Not just any wind whisperer. Willow, sort of, their eyes are closed and they're bringing up these thoughts. And now Emma pops to mind.
You hear her voice. It's surreal that you only saw her, what, a day ago? 2, maybe? You lost your edge. It's been near on 5 fucking years.
Oh, let's not get into that.
Anything to stop a war, yeah?
Oh, let's very not get into that. Let's think of trajectories.
If your calculations are correct, then Emma will report back in 2 days if she has the money for sending. And from there...
I somewhat suspect she'll want to deliver this news herself. It depends if she stops. It depends if she goes. Willow shakes her head.
Your heart begins to race. That same feeling. The pressure on your chest that's been making it impossible to sleep. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, 21.
Success.
Okay. Willow sort of swats aside the beginnings of panic that were prompted by trying to guess how Emma would deliver the news. Because I think mainly the idea of her like stopping at Scan, maybe going straight to him, wouldn't use a sending stone, just to deliver this in person. That means too much not to deliver in person. Oh my god, it means so much to not deliver in person. You know, that kind of like panic. Willow tempers it and will anchor themselves back in the original thought, which is that Emma will report back to the crew. No, back to him and back to Stormchaser.
The name alone jostles an image to the surface of your thoughts. You catch it on instinct, snatching the thought from the shroud, and you're there. You feel the wind rushing past your face, the ring of fire. It drifts through clear blue skies over endless azure seas. It takes a moment to set your boots down on the deck. It's unstable, like walking on clouds. But you know the Stormchaser like the back of your hand. You can build around this memory.
Good. This image, this is what I saw when I used the crystal ball at Aggie's barge?
Yes. There's a dark-skinned half-elf at the navigator's helm.
Orkan. Luca's new friend, though I suppose we'll see how that ages.
You circle him slowly. You can't place the details on the face, just the shape of his presence. Who is he? What's his history? What are his intentions? What weapons does he use? What did he mean by...
Doesn't matter, not right now. He's the new helmsman, and I trust that he's better than the old one.
The scene shifts to one you know. Blue. The sky was a blinding blue, the sun relentless as it gazes down from its celestial throne. It's a trial.
No, it's not. I know this part.
The first mate declares the crimes of the accused in front of all the assembled crew, while the would-be murderer struggles against his bonds.
Yes. You stand accused of espionage, treachery, attempted assassination. Can we skip this?
What do you do?
I don't need to see this again. I turn around.
You turn. The scene of the trial plays out behind you, the voices becoming distant and foggy. This crew stands before you now. You can hardly discern their faces. When you look at them closely, they are nondescript shapes, murmuring disdain about the traitor. When you take a step towards the spectators, you pass through them. Noise from the trial grows distant. Captain Coulton Brightwind's voice carries across the ship. It's true. If I kill you now, then I mark myself and everybody aboard this vessel as enemies of House Lyranda. It will become a war. The wind whispers against Lyranda, and they won't be satisfied until the viceroys have my head on a golden platter before them. You don't have to watch to know what comes next. You hear Coulton's sword slice through the air, and the gurgle of the traitor's dying breaths as blood fills his lungs. Coulton hisses a final threat, and the traitor's body hits the deck with a dull, distant thud. Around you, the ghostly shape of your former crew murmurs their satisfaction. That's what becomes of traitors. To hell with Lylander scum. The storm home rue the day. You keep moving. Everything becomes quiet. Their shadows grow long as the night falls. It is dark and it is silent as you cross the ship alone. Those tending to their duties don't pay you any mind, but the trek to the elemental engine room seems like it takes a lifetime. It's easy work once you're there.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy.
Well, it's straightforward. You wouldn't say it's easy. Actually, it's quite difficult to think about what you're doing, but it must be done. You've already loosened the cannons. You've already left the letter. You've already set up the dogling. Are you going to go through with it? You know they're going to hate you for this.
Yes.
You'll never set foot in Orthos again.
Yes.
Willow, Are you really going through with it?
I've got no choice, have I? No, I do have a choice. This is my choice.
What if he notices? What if he followed you?
I focus on my work.
And in almost no time at all, it's done. Your runes are set. The fire running through the elemental veins begins to swell and choke before your eyes. The metal core housing glows orange as the fire elemental within swirls into a frenzy. You turn and leave, and the rest proceeds like clockwork. A small, golden sphere with floating fins, positioned near the elemental ring, releases a stored spell. The resulting explosion is enough to rattle the crew awake. All eyes turn to the back of the ship, where a fire rages across the deck. At the front of the ship is the armory. The weight of the weaponry begins to tip the nose of the airship forward. With distant thuds of metal, you hear the cannons knock into one another, clang, 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 until the wood splinters and they burst through the ship's wall and spilling into the sea. The crew doesn't have time to notice. Overloaded, the elemental rages within its crystal, burning brighter and brighter until, with a sickening gasp for air, the elemental ring around the ship goes dark. Snapped. The ship is tipped and sinking. Naturally, the crew assumes the explosion is responsible. The alarm siren is raised. There is no helmsman. By the time they've realized it's superficial, it'll be too late. They don't know that the rune will dissolve in the next 30 seconds. You head to the railing. It's now or never. You brace yourself, ready to jump in 3, 2. Colton Brightwood is right behind you. He sees you. He knows you did it. He knows what you're doing. He calls your name. The whole ship is in freefall. The whole ship screams, panics, clings on for dear life. Except Brightwind. The moment is over before you know it. Time's up. You jump.
I jump.
The moment you hit the water, there's a rushing around your ears. As the elemental ring kicks back into life and the Stormchaser surges away from the sea, rising high, high away into the sky. As you plummet down, down into the ocean. As distant as a star. Make another wisdom saving throw, please.
That's a 7.
Yeah, that's not going to cut it. This is a wound that hasn't healed for you. I think you're as heartbroken then. As heartbroken as you were then.
I think part of that sinking feeling, there's the falling feeling, which is a panic. There's the entire sabotage, which is just, as we said, clockwork. But the drowning feeling. I think one of the worst little realizations to Willow is that there's like a moment when they almost feel too far gone, where it's finally peaceful in their thoughts. It's like you're too far down to have too many things to worry about. It's just all the sea. It's quiet, finally, you know? I think that kind of feeling, there's a sickened kind of comfort in it that makes Willow that Willow knows as one of the most dangerous feelings they have.
It would have been so easy to stop breathing then. And it feels the same right now. But in spite of your heart and in spite of your mind, your body clings to survival. Willow, you come out of the dream choking, sobbing, shuddering, racked with pain. You can't tell if it's the water compressing your chest or if it's the fact that you can't breathe because you're crying so hard. It sounds like you're dying. You come to with concerned hands on your arm. Greenleaf is here. The other's probably close behind. What do you do?
I think Willow kind of grabs onto Varys' arm like a bit of a lifeline at the moment.
Yeah, you grab him back and he basically pulls you into a hug. Your glasses are still off, tucked in a coat pocket, and you just bury your face against his chest, his shirt, and sob.
I think if Willow were cognizant of themselves physically at the moment, they would be aware that, like, there's a lot working against them in terms of, they forgot that their glasses were off as well, and that is an immediate, like, migraine, especially in broad daylight.
Yeah.
They've got the disorientation of being, like, shunted out of a deep dive of their own brain.
Mm-hmm.
Revisiting a memory they haven't revisited as clearly in years?
I don't think you've ever revisited. Yeah, I don't think you've ever revisited it.
Yeah, and I think if they were thinking, they'd be like, oh, this is why I can't think about it, because this is like the first obstacle in a series of obstacles about thinking about what it means. What the Stormchaser is. Who the Stormchaser is. Not just like idle, distant concepts, actually.
Yeah.
What happened as well. And the pressing realization that the Stormchaser is on the horizon.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, though, if Willow has the sense to put any of that together, so it's just going to be crying for a bit, I think.
Yeah.
And trying to stop crying. They don't want to be crying like this, but I don't think they're also self-aware enough to really, like, pull it together.
Well, you're having a hug. I think Luca and Anne are here. Luca, what's your bonus to athletics?
Athletics is 7, I believe. Yes.
Okay, in which case Varys will give you advantage to help you basically carry Willow downstairs and inside out of the sun. Because, yeah.
Am I rolling, or are we just assuming that I don't drop my friend while they're having an emotional breakdown?
Just roll with advantage to see how long it takes you. You're being careful. This is just a matter of...
Can I suggest something too? I don't think Willow wants to be handled at the moment. If somebody can just, like, look and tell that their glasses are off and it would help them to start getting anchored back down. I think they need to settle and then come down.
It's less
maybe
like...
Luca would notice.
It's more like getting you off the roof. With help.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely take help. I just don't think Willow wants to be carried. It would have to be like, wait till I'm somewhat surfaced enough.
Okay. In which case, Luca, you can do something with the glasses. Willow, would you put them in a pocket or just kept them next to you?
I think they were probably on the cabin floor, the roof.
Yeah. Okay. In which case, Luca, you're able to, like, place the glasses back on Willow's face so that they're not blinded by sunlight.
Shield their eyes with my hands.
And just
like a visor out of my hands.
Yeah, between you and Varys are able to sort of, like, shoulders under Willow's arms and help them down from the roof carefully so that they can, like, cry in a safer position.
Yeah.
I think Willow's just gonna give themselves a sec to go prop themselves over the front of the boat until they've settled enough They don't want to go back inside. They just
Yeah.
kind of want to breathe for a bit. It'll take a
Yeah.
minute, but I think Willow's gonna. Well, what do I need to roll anything to see if I settle, or how long I'm just gonna be like racked by this?
You tell me. I mean, you can roll a wisdom saving throw again.
Yeah. So okay.
So, like,
19.
once you feel the presence of, like, your crew with you, you settle a lot faster. You would not have been able to settle yourself alone, you know that much. The reason why you're able to do this, the reason why you're able to face this tragedy at all is because you have people there with you to not only give you comfort, but also, like, to take over responsibility for you. You don't have to worry about the ship crashing, you don't have to worry about anything but yourself, really. Which is such a relief. You're able to breathe through. You're able to feel your feelings. You're able to settle. It takes longer than you might want to in retrospect, but, like, you're able to, which is the important thing.
Where is everyone as I'm settling down?
You're staying out on the deck?
Mm.
Yeah, En might honestly go into the cabin and come back with either water or tea or something that's available for you, because, like, whatever just happened, to hydrate, because I know shit's rough afterwards and you're all dry and icky, so...
Need,
Yeah.
like, blub, 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 blubs a little bit closer to you.
Oh my god.
Flops onto
Is
its
it on the
side.
deck?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm gonna hug it. Willow's going to guiltlessly be like, oh my god, yeah, and then just like hug it again.
You
Pat
are
it until I feel
able
better.
to like hug the emotional support hippocamp,
Hell
and
yeah.
it's so nice. It puts its like whole face on your lap, and you're able to like cuddle up into it and pet its like horns and frills. It's warm from the sunshine.
Oh man. You know what? I reckon when Willow was first having the little explosive breakdown on top of the cabin, I think Fishdog whizzed over and Willow like dismissed it with such a like surfacing from the crying just to shoot Fishdog away with the most like I fucking hate you kind of gesture.
Oh no.
No!
Yeah, like
You just
that,
fixed
so-
it!
Yeah. Like, don't come near me. Like, I don't want any of my shit near me at the moment. So the hippocamp is a nice change
Contrast.
from Fishdog, which has gone and sat sheepishly on the table in the house.
And sees
After
it
being-
just tucked in the corner while fetching water, gives it a pat. Comes out with a
Just
drink.
bopping the head. I think Willow's back against the side of the boat. They've probably like stopped crying, looked up
Yeah.
at Orthos for a bit, and then did like a big full body groan and like slides down the side of the boat, sits
Yeah.
with the hippocamp like kind of semi on their lap, just patting it.
Yeah.
Not the whole thing, just their head, like its head.
Yeah.
Willow's just gonna sit there. We'll accept the water from N, looking at everyone like, oh, I'm not even gonna pretend I didn't just have an explosive breakdown again. Ugh. Whatever.
Yeah.
Plenty more where that came
Varys is
from.
there as well, like he wouldn't have left until you like basically let him go, so to say, but then he's given you space. He's just like he's sort of splitting his attention between minding the wheel, making sure things are going smoothly, and keeping an eye on you.
Luca prepares you a nice little charcuterie board.
Luca is making you a sandwich and like some cut fruit.
I think Willow's gonna peer over.
Oh, and just also giving you a hug through the hippocamp. This is
Oh, yeah.
my efforts.
Yeah.
I made this.
Willow's going to gesture to you all. Let's take lunch out here.
Sounds good.
Why
Luca
not?
nods, runs to make lunch.
Oh, just bring it out. I reckon it's like a made lunch. So we're picnicking. I think Willow's just sitting on the ground. You guys can sit on chairs, whatever. It's very low-key.
And we'll go find a blanket and just put it on the deck so we can all sit on the floor with you.
Nice.
Varys is
Well,
comfortable
I'm-
sitting on the wooden deck. It's like he's a sailor. This is normal.
Hmm. Willow's just sitting in an evil villain patting their hippocamp like a lap cat.
Yeah.
Willow would gesture at Varys. Sorry about your shirt.
It's fine. I've been in the sea. What's a little salt water gonna do?
You know that tears aren't actually salty. It's the salt from your skin.
Willow looks to N now, like, your time to quip.
Well, gotta break in the boat with the breakdown from all of us, right?
That's unfair. I've already had a few.
Well, you're the captain. You're allowed to... You get more than the rest of us, right? That's how pirate shares.
You see
Right?
Willow's face like flinch. They don't bother hiding the kind of like where their brain goes. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose you're all at the mercy of the captain, huh? Whoever that is.
Okay, that's all the breakdowns that you know of. I could be having a breakdown, and you wouldn't even notice. I could be having a breakdown right now.
Me too.
Now Willow looks to Varys like, are you having a breakdown?
It's like, what are these idiots talking
I
about?
don't understand children.
Willow's
What the
gonna...
fuck?
Okay. Let's make this conversation make sense, huh? You guys might have noticed I've been doing some thinking.
Is that not your default state?
Well, I think this thinking has been a little more, volatile.
Emotionally challenging.
Shaped
Oh,
like
it's
a
like
black
a-
rock?
It's a what's the word? It's sort of like a meditative. I can't really describe it, but it's a way I organize my thoughts. And I mean, N earlier tried to be useful, and I wasn't very useful and kind, so I just thought I'd try and organize them, and I think they organize themselves adequately.
And, like, the corner of their mouth pinches a bit, like, are you sure? kind of expression.
No, by that I
I'm
mean
sure about that.
By that I mean that I don't think I can think of the minutia when there is such a glaring fact hovering on the horizon, which is how much this all means. So we should probably talk a little bit about Orthos and get everyone on the same page. Then perhaps the crew can answer what I am struggling to answer on my own.
Yeah, I'm all ears.
Nods. There's
No,
nods.
it's...
We can probably do a reported speech real quick, just end, like,
Yes.
if you want to put forward the buttermilk thing and see if anyone else has any thoughts about
Yeah.
what to do about it.
Especially to Varys, and we'll talk about their thoughts about replying to Beaumont. He got back to them about the Kraken Slayer, and now we're trying to consider what other intel we might be able to get through him before we arrive. And his ideas were either try to gather intel on which crew members are in Orthos / Blackrock, specifically probably close to the Kraken Slayer, and or the security surrounding the Kraken Slayer. But and is concerned that especially the security question will start raising flags somewhere. Obviously,
Yeah.
Beaumont doesn't seem likely to start, showing the other side of him to the people in Blackrock, but it's never not a possibility that asking that question will actually make our job harder rather than easier. So that's why N is inclined to ask about crew members instead, because that seems like a slightly more benign question.
Varys thinks about it as well.
Off the back of that, Willow might suggest, though, I could tell you everything I do know.
Probably a
It's a
wise
start.
idea.
Yeah, might be helpful. That's kind of what I'm trying to use to gauge
Yes.
any of this.
Okay, well, I suspect that the Kraken Slayer is being kept at the Perch, which is a landing dock partway up a mountain. It's quite concealed, and it's near a place called the Sundown. Well, Sundown Inn, but we call it the Sundown. But anyway, this is sort of the Kraken Slayer's hub area. it's probably wise to know that Orthos is different from Regalport. The relationship between Orthos and the Whisperers is different to the relationship between, for example, Greentown locals and the what are you called again? Sea dragons.
Sea dragons.
So don't expect everything in Orthos to be, unified under the same umbrella. It's quite the opposite. Being in Orthos is to defy those sorts of structures, authority structures, certain societal structures. It's
Yeah, I'm
do
getting
I
the
say?
impression it's a bit more rough and tumble, me and mine.
Yes, it functions perfectly well. Orthos has its own inhabitants, and they aren't necessarily. How do I describe this? Orthos it's like a train station for the Wind Whisperers, and there is a mutual agreement of benefits. Willow's trying to think of how to explain this. What I'm trying to say is that every Whisperer has their territory, and that is the Kraken Slayer's territory.
Right, their turf.
And because of the nature of how Orthos is, getting information is going to be interesting because loyalty above all else in Orthos, above law following, above, money even. Somebody like Buttermilk could be dead by the time we get there if we told anybody about what he's doing.
That means he's less likely to tell anyone what he's doing on our end as well.
Oh, certainly.
So yes, that would put him in a precarious position.
Is everyone there a Wind Whisperer? Or
No.
Hardly.
So, sorry, that's... I see, Varys, if you want to explain.
Well, the Wind Whisperers are a very small group compared to people who live there, but they bring in the most business. They bring in wealth, resources, travelers, news. They're on good terms with the people that they live amongst when they live there.
Benefits. So Willow raises her hand. That's what I was trying to explain by saying benefits before, but it didn't come through. Sorry.
And obviously you wouldn't just sell out the people who are your neighbors, who've been helping you for years, decades.
Unless you're Beaumont.
I have a feeling that man isn't from there and has only come in recently.
Yeah, that's the problem.
if this is the home of the Kraken Slayer, where is the Stormchaser? I thought this was like...
Oh no, Willow meant the specific location. The sundown
area.
is...
Think of it like a pie, Luca. It's sectioned off.
I think Luca is asking where in Orthos the Stormchaser would be then.
Yes.
Yes? The Stormchaser docks in Blackrock.
Is that not where we're going?
It is, but that's
Yes.
not where the Kraken Slayer is.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it's
You're
okay.
good.
Blackrock is the port, and let's call it the perch, is up a mountain to the west. Is it the west seek? North?
Yeah, northwesty.
Northwest? To the northwest. You'll see it when we come in. There's big cliffs all around. Blackrock has a sort of deterring landscape that you might be able to see now. And combined with the impassioned citizenry.
It's possible
If you
if we
come
don't,
into Blackrock,
we don't play our cards
with
right,
a-
we're gonna get impaled on one of those rocks.
exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
And perhaps specifically, well, I was kind of thinking back to the little Star Touch wonder they had a second ago. Perhaps it's specifically necessary for me to remind you all just how badly traders are treated in Orthos.
I mean, I can imagine.
Ragged did say that I had a wanted poster. Don't really know what the reward was on that, or if it was I don't know. I don't imagine it was a dead or alive scenario. But who can say? What I'm trying to say is I don't suspect that it's been put on the books that I die as soon as I hit the docks. However, the Whisperers have no particular control over the actions of the people of Orthos.
Well, how much access do the people of Orthos tend to have to detect magic and other such abilities to see through, and gestures at Willow, any disguise we might put you under beyond a bandana over your ears?
I suppose the threat is similar everywhere. We have to also keep in mind that it seems that House Thurani has recently made itself a friend of the Bright Winds.
I'd be concerned about Thurani looking after the Kraken Slayer, at least to some extent. I've been able to pinpoint them so far between Ryger's meeting room and Gardenia trying to board our ship invisibly, but...
With the Ronnies in Ryger's meeting room?
We've talked about this, Luca. There were assassins in there.
Wow.
I'm gonna look at Varys. Did Varys know that?
Yeah.
He did? Okay.
He found out after.
Luca's making a silly face, like, well, isn't he just special?
Varys does pipe up that, well, you did get a promise from Ryger to not reveal your location, so I think it might be actually the luckiest if it's a Thorani that catches you, because they'll at least stay the hand. They don't act rashly, from what I understand.
Yeah, Gardenia did a good job of that.
Mm.
Then again, I don't think it clicked for her.
No. I hope she's kicking herself now. I was gonna ask oh no, Emma would have told her shortly. I was gonna say
Maybe.
how many roll a dice for how many days until Gardenia goes, oh fuck, he realizes who that was.
That's a good point. We might be able to talk down a Thorani. I've got something to cash in with them anyway regarding Ryger and me, so who knows? We have a few cards we can play on that front.
Yes, actually, good point. Let's talk about the cards on the table. I've been thinking, okay, breaking it down to a plan, some semblance of a plan. Willow's like massaging the head a bit. First step is to dock at Blackrock, secure the ship, remove the elemental, put the rug under the wheel, use disguise magic probably, and one of you two should probably speak to the dockmaster. I'm gonna ask Zeke, do I know who the dockmaster is?
Yeah. It's any day.
It's still the same person, it's any day now. It's an old whisperer guy.
Not a changeling, is he?
No, any day now, as in he'll die any day now. He's pretty old.
I see.
Luca looks affronted by that.
Willow's going to put a hand out to Luca. You're going to have to get used to some strange humor, I think. But that's the joke. He's a retiree, but still no less whisperer. So he looks after the
Does he know
dogs.
you call him that?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Everyone does.
How rigorous is the check over when we dock?
Not very. It's still a pirate territory. I said not very.
Yeah. Give me a quick history check.
Ouch.
You do not remember anything, but then
one.
again, like, every time you've come to Orthos, you've been as a wind whisperer, so it's like,
Oh yeah, true.
you don't know what's on the questionnaire. Like,
Actually, you know what Willow's gonna say? Oh, I don't know. We tended to sail over Blackrock dock, so I've spoken to him never once.
You flew in, right?
Right. Well, can't be that much worse than Scarin, right?
Probably worse than Scan, but surely no worse than Sean or Siri.
Varys is going to do a history check.
Wow, guys.
He's never been.
Handshake. Varys and Willow don't know what fucking is happening right now.
What I mean to say,
Double nat ones, just to put it out there.
what I'm trying to gauge is, do we have to worry about them storming the ship when we dock, or do we just have to answer some questions? Because questions I can handle.
Probably just answer some questions. I mean, unless we act very suspicious. Or they're on hard times and want to, well... Probably just some questions, as long as we behave ourselves.
Don't make ourselves too suspicious.
No, that's why I'm going to avoid him altogether if I can help it. And you two, the good liars, the espionage ones, can go and deal with that. Luca, you're a bit visible. Gardenia has compromised you, and you, the man with the porcelain arm, sort of becoming a symbol, but I still think your strength is in being visible. So I wouldn't hide you away just yet. However, it might be an idea to cover your arm. Just for now, just until we get to sundown.
Well, if Luca's very visible, then perhaps Willow, you could hide in his shadow.
It's a big shadow.
Sure. So after
Hide
that,
my
then...
arms.
After that, venture up a hill. Pardon me, you're going to have to hike. Perform recon on the Kraken Slayer, don't get caught. And then, I mean, I suppose it depends on the intel we bring back, and also Buttermilk might offer some insight here, because we could stay at the sundown. I'm trying to toss up between staying, at the inn, but then I'm in the middle of town, or staying right next door to the Kraken Slayer.
I mean, Beaumont isn't an inn kind of guy, being a Golanda and all. He could get intel on the sundown, probably. That's just his line of work.
Speaking of Beaumont and asking more questions, I would say, instead of asking specifically what crew are still there, maybe ask, does he know where the other Wind Whisperers are and what their projected arrival time is? Seems like a more vague question that won't give us away.
We do have eyes and ears on that already.
The two other Sending Stone contacts from Scairn and Regalport, I've asked them to keep an eye out on Wind Whisperer movements, and wiggles their hand in the air.
I see what Varys means. That's 2 pathways. That's for the Stormchaser specifically, not necessarily for the rest of the Whisperers. It's very non-specific, though. I guess that's a good thing. I don't know if we learn anything meaningful if we ask such a vague question.
Well, what I was thinking of doing was just asking who's staying at the sundown, not even asking specifically for anyone.
Would he even know about the Sundown Inn?
You tell me.
It's pretty small. I will say that the owner of the Sundown hardly knows about the Sundown. It's an old elf lady, Yuzu. She's...
You don't think
Well,
someone...
presumably she's still alive.
Sounds like most of the people that you knew in Orthos are presumably still alive.
And
Yeah, I think I'm the only outlier. Yep.
You don't think a Golanda would know about all the inns in the area? Just focus on his own?
It's a very broad area, is all. And it's more or less abandoned other than the Kraken Slayer crew. Not abandoned, but certainly not frequented ever. You must be... If you end up at the sundown, you're lost. Or a goat.
Well, I know what I'm changing into when we arrive.
Pause. Can N be a goat shifter?
I mean, goat shifter,
They could.
yes.
Yes.
Whoa. Willow just had a moment of like, yo.
And
Cool.
does N see that expression?
Yeah, I think so. Willow just had the pause of
Because N then might, like,
intrigue.
pat their, like, the crown of their head and then extend their hands and, like, make horns. Like little curly goat horns.
Oh,
Oh,
little baby goat.
Yeah.
Baby goat Ed.
Be careful, you'll be shepherded away as soon as you step foot in more rural Orthos.
Well,
It is a nice place.
it's an easy in, isn't it? I don't even have to do anything.
Luca is like this close to touching the horns.
You should.
And it's gonna like headbutt you gently with the horns when they see you like reaching.
Willow's going to kind of fold their arms and fondly think, yes, there is a nice sort of contrast in Orthos between the very developed technologies of the Wind Whisperers that we keep bringing in, plus the versus the goat shepherds that have lived there. The Ondarian runaways, the randoms, the visitors, many
Oh.
tourists.
People of Orthos
Okay.
gotta eat.
Yeah, I think Varys says, from what I remember, wasn't there some sort of sports competition or something that was
Oh
held?
yeah, the thrill seekers. Is that the one you mean?
Would that? I think so. It's the jumping off cliffs and sailing races and things like that.
Willow does it doesn't make a sense in universe, but I'm imagining Willow doing like the shaka hand.
Yeah.
You know, like Cowabunga, dude.
Yeah. That is probably a gesture in Orthos. Anyway, so Varys, on that subject, Varys says, would it be a plausible excuse to say that I'm just bringing some of you youngsters to participate in the challenges or something?
And looks at Willow.
It's a good reason to go hiking into the mountain.
Yeah, the mountains so we
yeah,
can
Mr. Greenleaf.
jump off of them.
Yes, that's
Do
the
we
only
have a
idiots that
rope?
would wander up there. Huh? Well, I mean, we have ropes. Willow gestures at the rigging.
And that's
Plenty.
When we,
we're actually going
when
to
we
jump off the cliffs.
mountain. Oh,
That's the cover, Luca.
By the way, it's also
Oh.
free falling. That's the point.
Well, how do you land?
Hard or better and alive.
In the water or
This
using
does-
featherfall.
Ah.
Smart cover. Keep that one in mind for the Dockmaster. You can talk to the Dockmaster then. Maybe you both can talk to the Dockmaster. And
Wait, is it
you
Ed?
you have the unique opportunity to change your face at every turn. However, of course, that outs you as a changeling. Speaking of, did you get a close look at Emma?
Close enough.
Willow tilts their head. Reckon you could...
Become her?
Just curious. Willow, like, gestures now, like, could you?
give us a try.
I can try.
Goat Emma.
The goat horns are going away, but I'll tell you what I can do instead, and grabs the horns and then pulls them forward and they turn into long braids like Emma had down the
Ooh.
front.
Oh,
Oh!
Emma will turn into their best recollection and will turn into their best recollection of Emma.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
As this.
That's uncanny.
Willow starts to pull their sword. Perfect. Willow laughs, ducks their head, puts their sword back. Of course, you don't have all the information. One of my harebrained schemes was to, bring us in as a repair team. Or, bring me in as the trader, I guess. I didn't even really realize I had schemes.
Yeah, copying her
Really?
attitude and her knowledge would be a little more difficult, since I only saw her in a very particular situation.
You certainly know how to dodge questions.
That I can do.
So N has the changeling powers, Luca has the power of Luca, and Varys, the main thing I would like from you is particularly to be with me when I'm repairing the Kraken Slayer.
He nods. Understood.
This is, after all, a learning opportunity that you don't get frequently. And if the Stormchaser decides to, arrive and I am immediately compromised and put to the mercy of Orthos or whatever it is, then at least you'll have had a good lesson before my time.
Luca makes
Right.
another face.
Enma is starting to fiddle around, kind of look at the clothes that they've made for themselves as a mirror image of what they remember Emma wearing. You just see them kind of fiddling around in the background when you're having this conversation.
It goes without saying, of course, that I'm back to hiding. But just for now.
Understood.
That means, of course, Willow looks pointedly at Luca. Like, do you understand?
Luca pinches his lips with his fingers.
Willow. You know what? Willow's patting the hippocamp, and they trust that from you, actually, after our little conversation. They trust that Luca understands now the gravity of please do not tell people about me or compromise us at all.
You got a name you want to go by, or should I just make one up every time we get asked? I mean, hopefully we won't get asked at all, but, you know.
Can you please change?
What? Think you want to throw up over the edge of the deck? And like drags their hands over their face, pushing their hair back. And when it goes back, it comes out a little bit shorter. And their clothes shift, but not entirely back to what they were before. It's something kind of echoing Emma. And when they open their eyes are lined in dark eyeliner that kind of streaks down the bottom. They drop their hands into their lap.
Willow does a double take and looks back at you.
Who's this?
Well, I figure if we're going to take part in some sporting activities, might as well look the part, right?
You certainly do look like a young thrill seeker.
Finally, my spirit exposed to the world, and drags their hand down their arm, and it shifts into a series of tattooed eyes. There we go.
Wow.
Final touch. Snaps their fingers
Remarkable.
and does a finger gun at everyone. All ready to fall off a cliff and die. Leans back with their arms behind their head.
Willow has to make an active effort to remember to close their mouth. Anyway, yeah, they are.
Catching
that's cool.
flies.
Yeah. For a moment, they're just like. Good disguise. You look like a whisperer.
Oh, good. Pass the Willow check.
You look meaner, so I guess. Yeah.
Perhaps that's our best cover, is truly to just act like hapless tourists.
And shrugs.
I can be clueless.
The closer a lie is to the truth, the easier it is to pull
Easier
it off.
it is. Yeah. That's why
Okay,
I'm so
then.
good at it.
When we arrive, you can all call me Bender. Or
Willow Benkins.
Tree.
Jillo Wenkins.
Just Will. Or maybe just Ow.
Ow. Or low. Lokin.
Willow laughs and then has that little moment of like, I can't believe I'm laughing. I thought, like, you know when you get like so sad that you feel like you're never gonna laugh properly again?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Wow.
like, no, what? It's true. Willow was so down before.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's
oh, wow.
okay
I feel so sorry for you.
Hi, I just revisited
Your
one of my
life
worst memories.
sucks.
Our lives suck, and now they suck together.
Wink
No,
arms.
but you know what? Willow's really comforted by this
Awkward.
entire experience and looks cool and hot. Luca's being funny and trustworthy. Varys has wisdoms and is cool. It's like, yeah,
I'm sorry,
we're a crew.
is
We can
Luca
make this
not
happen.
hot?
Yeah, Luca's hot. What about it?
Okay,
I just
thank
can't. You just want to hear it so badly. I can't tell you that. Anyway.
Why not friends tell each other that they're hot? You're hot.
Okay, I have a crew of hotties. What about it?
Yeah, what about
Anyway,
it,
oh,
Orthos?
good.
We're coming for you.
Yeah,
We
You're
can handle
jealous.
this.
Willow's gonna peer over their shoulder at like impending Orthos. And sort of sit back down and just say, we'll manage it.
Let's try not to get killed.
We'll be
We
fine.
won't get killed.
I might get killed, but only if we
Let's
really drop the
try
ball.
not to
And
get killed.
If you do, I'll just, and pats Willow's shoulder. Hold you steady until the, bigger crossbows can show up.
Oh, you know what? While you're here, I might. While the crew's all here, and N is sitting right near me, Willow's gonna open that note you gave me.
The note full of Emma's thoughts that Anne picked up from their session of Detect Thoughts with Emma.
Yeah, I think they're actually gonna hand it back to you and say, just read it to me.
Can do. And I'll
Please.
take it off your hands then. And unfold the note and starts reading. Emma noticed that you're off your game from what she remembers of you. She was sizing you up throughout the fight. She noticed your sword work is sloppy, you're less durable, and your magical power is reduced. She assumes you either pulled your punches or have fallen from grace significantly. A background of bitterness, anger, grief, and frustration, combined with the bittersweetness of, I thought this person was dead, but they're not, and I'm so mad at them. The kind of anger that one can only have for somebody that they cared about, the kind of anger that you get when someone who was close to you betrayed you, then didn't have the grace to show their face for years. She didn't know if she was more angry that you're alive and haven't announced yourself, or more angry that you're alive and tried to sneak past her. 4 years of grief, rage, and sadness for you, her crew, and Colton. Dozens of questions. Couldn't pin them down. The necklace you're currently wearing was a gift that you bought for Colton. Emma had to get rid of it, as well as other things, to prevent Colton from spiraling. Emma felt a sense of victory at the end. It is still you.
You arrive at Blackrock around sunset.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
We
8
blitzed
PM
through that.
on the 27th. So, sundown in Blackrock. As you enter the bay, you can see these big, dramatic, like, mountain landscape. The black basalt pillars, the windswept cliffs, the tall mountains, the distant, like, rising steam of volcanic activity. You come in around sundown, seeing some people still living it up out on the seas on like little windsurf boards, and some people like diving off like bits of cliff. Every now and then you'll spot somebody just like watching on guard with a bright yellow bandana on, either around their neck or like wrapped around their head, that seem to be standing by on duty. You see the lighthouse just starting up. It's an ordinary lighthouse, but it's been like upgraded with a bunch of like chaotic looking machinery and scaffolding, with like sort of a gap in it where airship could probably land easily. These big like hawsers, these fat like arm thick or thicker ropes and cables seem to be containing power, and next to that like an adjoining warehouse type thing. It's like part warehouse, dry docks, junkyard workshop thing. That's new, Willow. That wasn't there when you left. But other than that, Blackrock appears much like you remember it. There's this sort of mineral smell in the air as you come to that mingles with the sea. There's the noise of music and chatter. The gold dragon around the other side of the bay. Like, it's about a 20-minute walk from where you dock to get there. And there's like various little sort of fishing boats, like a couple of passing Orient trade ships that are clearly like doing the rounds of posts and deliveries through the principalities to the mainland and so on. It's lively here. The main big ship in the dock is the Wave Rider, this like 100-year-old warship.
I was gonna say, on the way in, what's the kind of landscape like? Like, what are these guys seeing of Orthos itself? Because I think I described it as like a cove, not a cove. Sorry, like a. I forgot what I described it as. Sorry, Willow had a breakdown. What are we seeing when we sail in?
Yeah, so you basically you round these sort of like mountainous regions into this very deep water bay, where you come to like this sort of steep, sharp valley where Blackrock is built in, and then this like very deep bay. Like there's a little bit of beach here on one side, but mostly it's like pretty sheer and like pretty stark. Up in the mountains, you see these like pine forests, hardy plants. Oh yeah, Willow, make a perception check with advantage through the spyglass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was gonna poke around as well. I always got an image too of people like cliff jumping as you enter Orthos.
Yep, that is what you see,
Like-
literally.
Yeah. Especially, I imagine Luca being like, "Whoa, that person just fell!
Yeah.
Oh, they did a flip. Oh, they." Oh.
That's frightening. Are they all right?
And does a whistle, and they're kind of watching intently. You can tell, like, for all they're like, yeah, we'll go undercover doing the extreme sports. That's how we'll get our in. You can see in N's eyes, especially in this outfit. They're like, I want to do it for real, actually.
Oh.
And
Well, you guys are
the
observing that
verticality
too?
of it all seems to just excite N.
Nice. Good.
19 perception. You skim the side of the mountain. You know exactly where to look for this thing. You do not see this, like the tip of the Kraken Slayer where you would expect it to be. But then again, you did hear it crashed, so you're not sure. But you do still see like the smoke sort of peacefully rising from where you know the sundown is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it's the kind of place where like you can see it from here, and then we'll like pass it, and it'll be concealed behind the mountain. That's why Willow keeps saying like it's not a good place for an inn.
Yeah,
it's tucked
It's
away
like-
behind a cliff.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like you really it's a really like you have to know exactly what you're looking for and where to look at a certain angle, otherwise it's just
Yeah.
completely obscured by like the mountain landscape and the forest.
It's somewhere like in Tears of the Kingdom, it'd be like discovery sound when you find it.
Yeah.
And nods as we like see this a little closer, like, yeah, I see. That's why I ask. It's why I ask what I should be asking Bulan, because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know this inn was basically tucked in the ass end of a lower ward except higher ward.
Yeah, Willow would have like shown you it to be like, this does a lot better to explain why I don't think Buttermilk might have
Yeah.
anything to say about the residents.
And
Yeah.
it's like
It is in the fucking boonies.
yeah, with the spyglass to their eyes, and you just see like their mouth open, like
Yeah. The atmosphere is lively as you dock. The dock workers who are on duty at the time throw you ropes so you can easily hole in. I'm assuming at this point, Willow, you are already disguised.
Oh, I've double disguised. I'm probably using, you know what, for the first entry, because we're going through main town, Willow's going to use Alter Self.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use more or less the same proportions as half-elf dancer extraordinaire.
Willow
Willow
Jenkins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I'm not gonna be as showy this time.
Yeah.
Willow's a random fisherman. I'm dressed more to the tune of Varys,
Yeah.
but or dare I say Roger. Like, and I think one thing too, Willow can use the alter self to disguise their clothes, but they're also going the extra mile to wear physical clothes in case their spell
Yeah.
drops.
Yep.
Because look, they know they're not infallible. They have emotions.
Yeah.
That clearly.
You're wearing a bandana and like high collar and basically keeping your head down as much as possible.
I think the return of Willow's old brown flat cap that they used to wear around
Yeah.
Regalport when they were being low key.
Yep.
You know,
Hmm.
they're still stylish though. Their clothes are still
Yeah.
like Willow can't not dress up a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably wearing
Yep.
overalls or something, just something low key.
Yeah. You have a very cute romper situation
Oh.
going
Yeah.
on.
Although I've got news for
Anyway.
you. That is low-key.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You did
You've
it.
done it.
Womp
You
womp.
did it.
it.
Cool. Okay. So you're directed to fill out the dockside paperwork aboard the Wave Rider.
Oh shit! You guys do that?
Yeah.
Yep.
We got
Varys and
this.
N will take it over. And
I'll cover you.
I imagine, Luca, you've changed your steed to be the elk form,
Yes.
and like you guys have packed sort of saddlebags onto it. Like, yeah, we're going camping in the mountains. This is
Yay!
definitely tourists on holiday going for like a weird wilderness expedition in like nowhere.
We're going
And
to
that-
find ourselves in the greenery.
I don't know
Yeah,
what
you're
these
taking a gap year.
Don't know what these chuckle fucks are doing, but I'm gonna go find a cliff to jump off. Positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have to specify, really.
I'm going to
I was
go
gonna
do
say-
6 stunts.
Yeah, that's Anne's whole angle, essentially.
They do be
I also-
stunting.
I also think, like, obviously, when you guys go off, Willow's going to carefully remove the elemental. I would like to take it with me.
Yeah, make a Tinker's Tools check with advantage.
Fish dog's back to life. Yeah, I did a Tinker's
Yes.
tool check.
Yeah, it came back to life just in time for you to swat it away.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sorry, it was dead to me for a little minute.
That's fine. It was dead to me too when I blew it up.
I killed
In a
it.
conventional way. Tinker's
Luca
tools?
is incredibly out of
Yes,
his
please.
depth in this place.
Do you feel it immediately?
Oh,
Damn!
perfect decoupling, perfect, able to like tuck it into like a bundle and stash it in your pockets. You have everything you want and need. You basically have managed to not only like successfully remove your basically raw ass Kyber shard, like unprotected light bulb filament of an engine, tuck it into your backpack. You also have all the possible tools and materials and equipment to do like whatever repair that you could want to. As soon as you get to the Kraken Slayer, you've basically been like, okay, it's fucking go time now.
The gif of the America's Next Top Model fully sobbing and then strutting away.
Yeah.
Like, I just
Yeah.
did. That's
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
All the time, baby.
Yep. You are primed to win.
Do a little
think
twirl with
Willow's
your
gonna-
wrench before you shove it into your belt.
No, it's okay. Honestly, deep breath. I can handle it. I think that's going to be my mantra from now on. I'm here. I can handle it. My crew's here with me. I was going to say, Willow's probably standing outside with Luca as a stranger
Yeah.
now. Does he react to them being a new person or is he normal?
Hi, handsome. Fancy meeting you here.
You're obviously an outsider.
Why? What gives it away? I'll try to stop.
The whole thing.
Oh, I'll just stop being me then.
No, that's what gives you away. Be yourself. You're in Blackrock.
Luca tips his head like a dog. Confusion.
Meanwhile, Anne and Varys are heading aboard the Wave Rider to fill out dockside paperwork. You meet. It's somewhat surreal passing by the sailors doing like ordinary maintenance on this old pirate ship. It's also like evening and people are like sort of relaxing. You see a couple people like either like having dinner, like just sitting in the rigging watching the sunset, or like having a couple drinks, playing cards on a barrel, sort of thing. Direct you to the captain's quarters, and you meet Captain Keith Anyday Dyer.
There he is.
Dying as to tint fabric. who is an quite aged half-elf, who's treating the captain's quarters like an office. Compared to the other older half-elves you've seen, this guy looks to be like 70-something years for a human, but like wiry and sun-baked and scarred from what clearly has been like a successful life of piracy. Imagine if like Jimi Hendrix had gotten to like get old and gray and was a half-elf and a pirate. Is kind of the energy here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Awesome. Aw.
So he's like, "Oh, you're just in time. We'll just do this real quick and you can head off to sleep. Don't worry about it too much." He asks you like a handful of questions. Like he hands you some paperwork of just like fill out your name, the ship, the like type of ship, and like a 5 gold fee per week that they plan on staying. Though if there is like a clause there, it's like if you're short on coin, there's other options like barter or service work.
It's nice.
And then there's like he asks you a couple questions of like where are you coming from? What's the last port? Are you importing or transporting any goods, including stuff outlawed by the other 5 nations? He does like sidebar. They're not interested in confiscating anything. Like what you have is whatever. They just want to know so that if shit gets fucky in the community, they know where it comes from. Stuff like, does their vessel have any barnacles or shipworms? List goes on.
Well, had a leech, but we got rid of it.
There says no shipworms, and he's like, any day. It's like, oh, good. We've had a real issue with those a few years back. Whole mess, it's like when kids get lice in school. Just as soon as it comes around, you really have to be aware. Otherwise, every ship in the harbor is going to end up with wood rot and whatnot.
And giving Varys a kind of a cautious side eye, like, shipworms?
Get worms?
Ship can get worm? The city.
Is it like ship termites but worms? That's disgusting.
Yeah, that is what it is.
Disgusting. This
It's
is how
nasty.
you live?
This is why you gotta take care of your ship. Look, the ocean is full of creatures, and some of them eat wood.
Disgusting.
This is why we're
yeah.
going to Karnath, not deal with this nonsense.
Yeah, we just have to deal with the
The
big
worms.
worms, all the soldiers.
No eating wood. No eating at all.
Eating wood is the only thing we can eat here.
We're all shipworms and Karnath.
I hate your saying, Zeke.
Yeah, Varys cooks up like a thing of like, oh, I'm taking like my cousin's kid and their friends to go see the Thrill Seeker challenges, and
And immediately, like, latches to the role of, like, I'm the kid. I'm the kid here for the
look like
thrills.
yeah,
This looks like he's accompanying you to a convention. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it looks like.
basically.
I'll play into it. It's convincing plot.
Yeah, make a deception check. Deception or persuasion, your choice. It's not a complete lie, so I'll let you choose with advantage because Varys is helping you, but you'll take the lead on that one.
I feel like En's so genuinely into this idea.
It
That
is
is persuasion.
Yeah.
Yep, that checks out.
26.
Yeah. You clear customs perfectly.
It's like
Yeah,
that jump I'm
business
about to make
pleasure.
off the highest cliff in Orthos. Let's go!
Yeah.
That's so funny. God. I know I suggested it, but I didn't realize how it looked until he said that. It's so funny. Oh.
I feel like they
Literally.
go into, like, Varys and En go into the ship with a certain energy and then come out of the ship with En having adopted this new energy just so wholeheartedly. They become so,
Yeah.
like, jazzed and electrified.
Nice. That's
Oh my
so
God.
good.
How cute.
You know what? I'm willing to bet N grew up as a teenager without any familial support. So, pretending to be a bratty teenager with a loving uncle is kind of nice,
You can shut the fuck up. I'm enjoying myself
Oh, damn.
right now.
Oh, damn. Hope this doesn't become a theme that develops in the upcoming arc. Woo! Anyway.
Don't worry about it. I'm having a good time right
I
now.
love themes. Ooh.
Cool.
No, that's so
So
good.
everything is checked out. Varys will spit like a 10 gold fee with you. So and
we
can you
can all
take
put
5?
in.
You didn't know how much the fee would be, and this is for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So you're buying lunch anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, we'll
Oh.
cover this. You guys cover the
I'll
other
take care of
expenses.
food.
Yeah, that's your job.
I was yay. Willow's probably. So Zeke, you described some people in yellow bandanas. Is that
Yes.
who's that? Crash Guard?
Those are the crash guards. yes.
Lifeguards. Oh.
Oh yeah,
close.
no. Willow's going to start pointing, while just idling there with Luca, pointing out little groups. Those are the crash guards. Call them if you're in trouble. Those are the. How would you see the others?
Can they help me with anything or only with crashing?
First aid, that kind of stuff, and everyone's pretty helpful in Orthos if you find your way. But if you need to go traveling or any nature things, you want to find a brimjack. Willow's scanning the audience, the
Make
crowd.
a perception check.
Do they have a colorful sash?
No, they usually wear when they're on duty. They usually wear big hats and jackets, these sort of sturdy mountaineering jackets.
Can't see shit.
Can't see anybody here right now. You're too busy being what if somebody sees me?
I'm okay. I'm not too stressed right now, but I do think Willow's looking through their spyglass trying to spot a broomjack. I think they'll just say they wear hats and they look you'll be able to tell. You'll see them. What else is here? You might like the gardens. There's lots of gardens. Clothes. Lots of fabrics. They would like it here.
What's Willow seem?
I'll just give you this one flat. Willow's leg is bouncing. Okay, no, sorry. Here, insight. I lied.
Are you gonna roll against me?
Yeah.
I'm also gonna say Varys and
wow.
Just about.
Wow.
You got a 7 over
Varys and
Luca's
N-
6.
Yeah. So Willow just has the sort of where are Anne and Varys sort of impatient waiting energy is all that Luca
Okay.
can tell, and Luca is mostly just distracted by all the lights and sounds and smells of a new place.
So he's a dog, is what I'm
Yes.
hearing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but you're very much a dog in a new venue. Excited, wagging tail, looking around.
I mean, Luca, give me a perception check real quick, just flat.
Yes, me.
See what you see.
Perceive.
Nice.
So 12.
Cool. You've spotted a big, colorful bulletin board, and there's adverts for various events, and this big fabric shop called Pattern a Day that just has the most beautiful, brightly colored green and pink fabrics and textiles.
Okay.
It just looks eyes drawn to the candy shop kind of advert type thing.
Yeah, what's the food situation? Do I see any street foods,
Oh, for sure.
restaurants?
Yeah, there's a couple of restaurants around here, just in the dock zone. So it's you've not actually walked towards anything just yet, but easily
Yeah.
you could go find somewhere that's just selling bowls of soup to go, or little fried skewers of fish or chicken or goat.
I will ask Willow, what's the best thing to eat here?
Well, when I was here last, look, Willow vaguely remembers. Did we end up saying there was there's the taverns and stuff. There's that one Ondarian chef I remember mentioning.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That built up the Willow will tell you about a little fancy place that kind of some former chef that ran away from Ondare to be a chef over here instead of back home. But brings the fancy.
Oh.
I think Willow will mention, like, ended up poaching one of their chefs for the Stormchaser.
Oh, you're stealing
Poaching.
everything, weren't you?
You may.
I'm joking.
They decided
It was
to
a
join.
hire. Yes, we didn't abduct him. Them.
Just like how you breaking onto the ship and trying to blow it up was a hire, right?
Willow's going to slap their hand over your mouth before
Are we
you
in-
finish talking.
Are we on the ship or like in
We're on
public?
the ship, but we're in Orthos. Shush.
Oh.
You're like
Willow-
waiting to disembark, basically. You're like
Yeah, Willow with their
at the fucking taxi stand waiting to go into the airport.
okay, Willow with their hand over your mouth, on their tippy toes, so they're almost very close to your face. Says, "I need you to think about what you say before you say it."
Sorry.
It's okay. Willow claps your cheek with their free hand.
Wow.
And then stands back down, like settles. If you wanted an answer to how Willow's feeling, that quick spring, God, they hit you like lightning. Like they were just like, what? You know? So they're cool. They're fine. They're reminiscing. They're here. They're Orthos. I'm familiar with Orthos. If you fucking step out of line for 1 second, I will annihilate you. That's the energy that they bring.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if I don't know I've stepped out of line?
Well,
Don't
you found the
tell
line real
everyone
fast.
There's your line.
There's
Don't
your
tell
line.
funny little anecdotes about like, what if you did the thing? Like,
Don't do it.
Just don't talk
That
about
was
Willow.
okay because we were in private. It
Willow
was just
stands
us.
down. No, it was never just us. We need to be wary. We don't know if the Ranis are here. One stuck into our boat and we didn't even know. Anyway, Willow takes a breath. I hear that there's good food at the, what's that place called again? I can't go there. It's an old whispery joint. Their general
Old
common
doldrums?
ground where they all have meetings. The doldrums over there. Willow pointed out.
Yep.
Coast
Luca makes
side.
a face. Isn't that a bad thing?
Which?
Isn't doldrums a bad thing?
It's a weather thing. It's also a bit of a joke.
Is it a bad place?
What is a bad place? It's
Bad
a place
food?
where whisperers meet. Oh, I'm sure the food's okay. I don't remember. You know, Willow has a thought. They didn't really go out for food because their favorite food was the one that the chef aboard the Kraken Slayer made, Bjorn.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Willow remembers. Like, what was your favorite food here? Bjorn's cooking. So I'm
Yeah.
not going to mention that.
Yeah, my friend's place.
Yeah.
Where are the good restaurants? I don't fucking know. We only went there like
To hang out,
yeah.
like drinks and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
all the good food was at home.
Yeah.
Oh God, not home. On ship. You know what I mean?
On ship.
It's home. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's complicated. Anyway, I would like Anne and Varys to return and make quick perception checks
Okay.
separately.
Oh, Varys.
One of us needs to roll decently, please.
That's 6.
Oh,
Well, everything seems fine. You, Varys and Anne
Don't
have
like
the
that.
papers. You're able to tie up, and you start walking past this big bulletin board. I'm gonna say Luca and Varys both glance at it, and you're kind of amazed you didn't see it at first, Luca. But it's like, oh, there's a warning about a Hydra sighting off the southern coast.
And slowly leaning in, like, you think we should tell him?
There with a bounty for confirmed death, which is bringing back its heart.
Oh,
We threw that body overboard, didn't we?
I cut it up.
The heart was kind of deflated at the end there. Does that still count?
we got its teeth,
I mean,
didn't
even
we?
a partial heart would have.
We have its
We
teeth.
do have its
We have
teeth.
its teeth.
Teeth won't count. They shed those things like crazy.
But we have the.
You should have told me that before
Whatever.
we dumped the whole body over.
I didn't
What if-
know.
What if we cast magic on the blood that seeped into the wood?
Also, no.
Don't worry about it. We'll find other things.
How much is the
Can I-
reward just so I can despair
Don't
accordingly?
ask. Why would you ask this?
So I can
Um,
despair accordingly.
Right.
It's like 1,000 gold.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Why'd you ask? Look, I'm gonna look away from that.
I think it's too late to
What else?
slap the swim cap on Luca and send him back into the ocean until he comes back with a heart.
I'll do it.
We've got other things to do. Other things on the board. I think.
Can
Willow
I
wanted to
look at
ask
the
about.
board?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are
that
currently
we're
looking at the
up
board.
Yes.
Is there a Willow on this board?
Whoa.
Make a perception or investigation check.
Okay, I'm not doing investigation
Can I-
because I'm an idiot. Okay, so that's a 19.
You're good.
Is there
Okay.
a Willow on this board?
I would also be looking, but I'll let Luca have that.
Cool. So there's various flyers for inns and restaurants, some expired sales or specials, recruitment posters for the Brimjacks and Crash Guard, shows or community events. Just very busy, and a lot of it is like hand drawn or printed on like this colorful paper.
Wow.
Luca, you carefully pick through until you find exactly what you are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Holy shit.
Huh.
It's a little bit scuffed up, having had other posters glued on top of it, but you are able to carefully extract it from the board. It seems like there might have been, at one point, a layer of just this poster.
Willow, I don't think has seen it yet. I don't think Willow's I think Willow's at the other side of the board.
Luca's gonna fold that for later.
Really? You're gonna show me?
Not in public.
I rolled an 8, so that's fine.
I'm gonna roll a perception to see if N sees you pocketing that, Luca.
See if you guys see it. Varys as well, because Willow rolled an 8 perception. I can't see shit.
That's a 15.
Can Varys roll too? Can I see if you can all see this?
16.
Luca, make a sleight of hand check.
Oh no. It's an 8.
I got an 8 too.
In
So
which
they
case,
see me?
Willow, you just see Luca pull something off and fold it up and pocket it.
I get a burst of panic, but that's okay. I'm going to trust that. I'm going to trust that. I'm going to trust that. I'm not going to look. Who cares? I'm going to look.
Yep. So, steed in tow, your crew in tow, you walk uphill towards the mountain. The sights and sounds and smells of hot water and busy people and bright fabrics and loud music and chatter, and it's like sundown, so people have started like drinking and partying and so on. You are deliberately sort of avoiding the sort of main thoroughfares of like, this is where all the people go to party. You're just like walking uphill. There's like various people like crying out like, come get inns. We have like hot baths fresh from the mountains, various deals and so on.
Do I see a gold dragon anywhere on this little trek for town?
The gold dragon was down at the docks.
Okay.
It was like 20 minutes away from where you basically parked the boat.
That's where
So-
buttermilk works, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And
And
wouldn't
wanting to
mind
loom.
passing by there, but if we're like already well past that.
No. You can.
I feel
You
like
could've
they would
gone.
have swung by.
Hurry.
Yeah, just
Around,
scoping. Ed's
like-
not gonna like
Yeah.
try to pry him out of wherever he is. I'm just gonna like do a little round.
Yeah, in
see.
which case, I'll just describe the gold dragon from the outside as you pass by it, which is, it's like large and comfortable, like located on the beachfront, which like this like nice little sort of floating terrace veranda thing out on the water. So it's like very nice, modest to comfortable fare. Tends to be like the most touristy type thing of like, oh, this is where all the people who are just staying for the night go.
yeah.
You know?
If Varys is amenable, can we go in as our little unit and ask for directions, quote unquote, so Ed can just like look at the people working there?
Var says it might be better to head up already
Okay.
another time.
Oh no, Uncle's trying to keep us on the straight and narrow.
but I don't wanna.
And I'm a little
See,
punk,
and this is why
but
you
I'm
need a
little-
guardian when you're going to the convention, so you don't overspend.
I'm not gonna spend. I'm just gonna look.
Barrett's fucking.
Nerd.
He's a tool of the man. Rag is the man in a bad way. Fuck the system. Question though. Just before we get there, because we had a whole discussion about like the contacting Buttermilk, did we come to a unanimous decision not to ask, or because I feel like we would sort that before we start heading up to Sundown?
Well, and could ask more generally about wind whispers in town.
Yeah,
Just
I think that one might be.
Yeah.
I
Extremely
think that would have
generic.
been the best.
Okay. I think it's like the answer would have been it's just the Wave Rider here and like whoever's still retired from the Kraken Slayer days. Everybody else is either out at the convocation or out doing other business.
I sort of feel like we should have asked which one's from the Kraken Slayer. I mean, it's more natural now to ask. But he won't be able to reply anyway until like tomorrow. Tonight?
Tomorrow, mostly.
Midnight.
Yeah, unless he's up till midnight.
Well, you've had a second day, so you could have asked.
So could ask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, I think it would make sense for N to ask again, like, because the conversation's led there, so it's not sus that you're like, oh,
Yeah,
Kraken
now
Slayer,
it's
like,
not
if-
sus.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ask who's at the Kraken Slayer, and the answer is like, I think the old engineer and the cook, maybe.
Oh,
Now Luke is on a mission. Get Willow some good food.
Willow didn't tell you about Bjorn.
I know. Well, they did a little bit.
Sweet.
I do think, like, as part of the thing, Butterick, Beaumont even wants to a bad influence on me, on my own NPCs.
Sorry.
Is his name not Butterick?
It is Butterick. It's Beaumont Butterick. It's
Okay.
It's his middle name,
Yes, right.
and it's just like it's a sort of a weird thing to refer to somebody by their middle name alone, unless they've done that on purpose. Anyway. I think part of the back and forth is Butterick asking, so what's the deal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been pushing it for a few days, so I know I gotta think on that, but we're getting our information now. And leaves him on red.
Yep, cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to be outed as a traitor? No. Then shut your fucking mouth. Mind your business.
I wonder if that was 25 words that you just said.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, so I imagine you are immediately hiking up the mountain, even though it is nighttime.
Yeah, if you're amenable.
Sure. The nighttime
Oh, yeah,
stroll
it's nighttime.
sounds
I have a
excellent.
steed. Steed can carry me. I don't know
Steed
if the
is
horse
carrying a
like
lot of
eclipse.
like baggage.
Yeah, I know.
Willow's gonna mention if we at this stage it's pretty late. We'll find the Kraken Slayer first though, yeah? Or
Probably.
is that waiting till morning? Yeah, okay. We're gonna try and find the Kraken Slayer first, also because it's probably halfway up the mountain. So let's go.
Yep. I would like everybody to make athletics and constitution checks for this hike.
Oh, good.
Steed included.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a 6. I'd never had to walk up here. What the hell?
Oh, shoot. I got a 15. I'm doing all right. I think the adrenaline is carrying me. Wow.
I got a 10 on my
I
athletics.
got the
That is the lowest I've ever
got
rolled.
the best athletics. They're really feeling that, like, yeah, I want to jump off a cliff.
Oh my god.
I got a 15 constitution.
Oh, my constitution's amazing.
18.
Well, you all did really well on the constitution check, so you're like not tiring out, even if you're having a fucking hard time with the hike. The DC was 10 for just the hike of just like you're just going slowly. This is just hard going. This is rugged mountain terrain. It's one thing to walk like on flat ground, and another thing to walk up like this is like basically less than a dirt road.
Mm-hmm. At some point, N definitely misty steps up a particular sharp incline. The soup.
Yeah.
Show off.
Cheetah.
I think on a 2, Varys,
Uncle.
I think he gains a point of exhaustion. He's real tired, man.
He's lagging
He's
behind.
old. He's so old.
He's
Willow
not-
shakes the feast bug at him. Need to eat a bug?
Not yet. Could we just
Maybe
sit
tomorrow.
down for a while?
You know the lovely Lord of the Rings scenic going up a mountain shot, just cut off by the sit down. I'm 30 something, just like 40 something. My knees.
My
How do you-
freaking knees.
How do you like my swimming?
Every time you say that, it catches me off guard. Literally every time.
Anyway, I also rolled a shit athletics. So what am I falling up? Can I stack it
Yeah,
up
you're
and say
you're
something to Varys?
stumbling a lot is what's happening, I think.
I did not.
You're like,
choose
you
the right
don't
shoes
twist
for
your
this.
angle. You don't twist your ankle bad, because you didn't fail it by 5 or more. But it is like you are struggling. Varys
Yeah.
is doing okay. He's just fucking winded because
Wimby.
climbing mountains is hard. I don't know if you know this.
It is.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's fucking windy. This is Varys. I'm drawing this game.
I'm gonna play Lucas 10 as he just knows to go slow, but that does mean going slow.
Yeah. Cool.
He walks like a grandpa.
That's how you're meant to walk up a hill.
Does he put his
I
hands behind his
also
back?
need Willow to do a survival check
Yeah.
to not get lost in the woods on a mountain in the middle of the night.
Wow.
Oh god. I was
We're
also
gonna
gonna say, can I check
Before we even get there.
if we're being followed?
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
smart.
make a perception check
Okie dokie.
if you want to use any
Say-
special abilities. Let me know.
Oh my goodness.
You don't see anything or hear anything aside from the somewhat wheezing of your companions as you have started a hike at 9 p.m.
Also,
Valid.
can I say, can we have dangled the sea invisibility lantern from the elk's horn?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that can lead
No
the way, but I
invisible
think that
creatures around here.
the reason why Willow's rolled shit athletics too is they've brought you up like the hard way. Sometimes
Yeah.
on mountain hike trails, there's like this is the pathway that we've made for people, and then there's like I don't think this one has one of those anyway because it's such a out of place spot. But Willow's like
there's, like,
forgotten
other
the easier
paths.
way up.
Yeah.
There's
like other paths that would have led to like other parts of the mountains or like other villages, but you've avoided all of those and you've gone up like this is the straightest line between point A and B. It's such a steep incline.
I kind of hey, Coulter knows how to fly. Yeah, a lot of our crew knows like
Yeah.
flying magic. I suspect I haven't walked it in a bit. This gets to a point where Willow's like, oh shit, this is the part where we use magic. None of us have that magic.
Yeah, except N, but not much.
For everyone. Willow
We could
pauses.
just walk like normal people.
I've just brought you up to like a cliff face. You know, like in Breath of the Wild again, when you start
Yeah.
accidentally climbing, you get lost as Link and he starts climbing and it's like, oh shit, I'm really lost.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, Willow's at that little cliff face at the moment, like,
Whoops.
give us a sec. Is going to, are the stars out?
Yeah.
Can I wild hunt?
Yeah.
And I'll use wild hunt to get like advantage on my survival check.
Yes.
Oh,
shit, can I-
Luca
no,
would
I
have
can't.
bought like a touristy map from while we were down there, if that
God.
Yeah.
is a
Cool.
thing they have.
We are in the woods now.
How long is?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
How? Oh, sorry. Can I
charge
just
me
say
for a
I
map.
feel like the tourist map. First of all, I think they're for free. And
Yes.
the
Okay.
tourist maps, I imagine being like you got the thrill seeker one. So it's
Yeah,
like
it's
you
like-
want to go to a gnarly
It's the
cliff
amusement
face up
park.
northwest. Yeah.
The amusement park
I
map.
want to
and
see
where
a
you
totally radical sunset.
get, like fun little
Yeah.
graphics on it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't have an oopsie. Okay, so do you reckon it's been an hour since I cast Alter Self?
Yes.
Okay,
This
so
this scene is happening where you're like running up against a cliff face is about like 2 hours into your hike. It took you about an hour sort of to like leave Blackrock proper and get into the boonies and like the foresty parts. And now you're like deep in the woods. Up a mountain.
Okay. Well, my Alter Self is already gone. Let me just see if I got any useful spells. If not, I don't. I could vortex actually. No, that won't work. I will do a survival check with advantage and just hope that no one's watching the shifter. Shift.
Oh, your snoot wasn't
The-
on the one poster.
The elk covers you for privacy.
Hey.
Okay.
Nat 20.
There
So,
we go.
You center yourself, you focus on the stars, you do some geometry in your head, and luckily for you, the prevailing wind also carries the sweet smell of citrus fruit and blossoms down the mountain, so you know where to go next. So, should you choose to press on, you manage to successfully find your way. You have actually found a shortcut. This would usually be like a 6-hour hike up the normal road.
Mhm.
You have technically found a shortcut. So I will say it only takes you an additional 3 hours for a 5-hour hike, which is still pretty good. You did get lost for a little bit there. Varys is still going to take that point of exhaustion of just like, I had a full day of sailing and now I'm climbing a mountain in the dark, in the night.
Can Varys
And
ride the
some-
elk?
No,
could-
the terrain is too unstable for that.
Oh.
This is a
Oh.
mountain.
Yeah, I need to find a goat that's big enough to ride and stand on a mountain.
So it's mostly just like every now and then Luca has to help like just pull Varys up by rope and stuff like that. It's just a lot of like, you gotta take it at the pace you gotta take it. He's just
Yep.
gonna be
Yeah.
tired.
Sorry, Grandpa.
Willow promises him when we get to the sundown, hot spring, nice sleep, soft pillow. Trust me.
Okay. Alright. I trust you.
Willow claps him on the shoulder and then continues leading the way.
Hurry up, slow pokes.
I like going on a nice hike. Please,
You're
your head.
really enjoying the mountain air, Luca. Feels good to you.
Yeah.
And a hot bath after this. Ooh,
Yeah.
it'll be so nice. You'll be so energized
So exciting.
as you clamber along in the dark up a mountain.
I am nothing if not an optimist, so
And this is also like densely forested mountain.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, fun fact, little side note. When I said describing the easy path up versus the difficult path up, I was actually describing the path up to Robert Louis Stevenson's grave in Samoa, because there's a normal path and then there's the death path. If you get lost.
Yeah.
Like, I slid down the death path.
Oh no.
Like, it was
Yeah.
rainy, it was hell. It was the scariest hike down from a mountain I've ever been on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you define it as a hike when you're following anymore.
It's not a hike, it's more of a very long, wet slide.
Yeah. I mean, I hiked up and I just fell down.
Terrible.
So anyway, big fucking snails too. So I'm imagining we're seeing some fun little
Oh yeah.
What?
bits here and there.
You've definitely
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
seen
Luca
them
brings
go
you a
ahead in
snail.
their cocky, arrogant nature, and then yelp when they've seen like a particularly large slug. They've assumed.
Yeah, like you find
It's
just like a
poisonous.
massive cicada, whatever.
Luca picks it up and brings it over. Look, it makes noise.
Zzz. Just kind of like this bug just kind of drunkenly climbing around. Anyway, you put it back down and what's 5 hours after 9 p.m.?
2? 3? 2.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Oh man.
So-
2 a.m. I'm so sorry, guys. I thought that when Zeke was like, "Do you guys want to go up the mountain?" I thought it was a normal path. I guess I got lost. My bad.
Yeah, we did get lost.
You got lost is why
Yeah.
it kind of went like that.
We got lost, but then we found a
Where's the-
shortcut,
the-
so like we're okay.
We're winning. Sunk cost fallacy. It's like, oh, I can't tell you to stop, and we just sit out in the woods. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you
keep going.
decided to push
It'll be okay.
onwards. So.
Yeah. We'll be okay.
Uh,
Got a bug.
Yeah.
Feast bug.
Can we make another insight check at like the 4-hour mark just to see if we're being followed again?
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
make a
true.
perception.
Perception,
I'd like to do a
perception, sorry. I said inside, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm going to take advantage because I have a steed. Does that count? Can I do it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Willow.
Oh, Willow.
You're focusing on the path ahead. 18.
Yeah.
That's a natural 21, baby.
You are absolutely not being followed, but I think a few of you have gotten mosquito bites.
Aw. Look, they suck out blood to keep themselves alive.
Yeah,
It's
just
like seeking a race.
Yeah, I was about to say, just like your other friends.
Yeah.
I will say, Willow's perception is probably like they are seeing two things: the smell of the sundown, and where is the Kraken Slayer?
Yep. Cool.
Have we seen the Kraken Slayer?
Not yet. You are now just arriving.
Oh.
I'm gonna say on that 21 perception check, you are cresting over the mountain, and Luca, you spot the other path that would have led up here. That is less harrowing, let's say. And it is like this faded, carved wooden sign that says that like points in the direction of the sundown with very faded letters in. And there is a second sign appended underneath it that says "closed indefinitely" in some hand-painted writing.
Okay. Look, how are you telling me this?
Points at the sign.
And hands on their hips, leaning forward. Well, ain't that a bitch?
Willow feels. I feel like Willow feels the looming energy of Varys. Just. Yeah. Willow clears their throat.
Willow, make me an insight check
Oh, okay.
on this handwriting.
Oh no.
Oh, on the handwriting.
Ah, shite.
It's not actually closed.
13?
It's Bjorn's handwriting.
Bjorn?
Yeah.
Oh!
If it's closed, we could still go see if it's there. We might be able
No,
to
Willow-
use it.
Willow's going to, Willow has that brief moment of like, I'm going to ignore Varys being like, oh, for fuck's sake, in the background.
I think Varys
we're
is maybe
fading
too
away.
tired.
Yeah, no, in his heart of hearts.
Varys is at the point of like, I don't even care if there's a bed. I need to lie down.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll sleep in the
tired.
garden. Yeah. No, okay. Willow's going to have that little like ear perk.
Take a nap.
And turn to you guys. We'll press on.
Lead the way.
The good news is that the ground has leveled out enough at this point where Varys can, in fact, ride on the steed.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor guy.
Though he does need a little bit of a hand up just because his legs wobbly.
Yeah.
His knees. His fucking knees.
His knees.
He's
other day
so
was
used to
wobbly
being
knees.
at
His
sea
back.
level. The atmosphere.
Can't breathe.
And not even noticing.
Oh my god.
Mile High Club here.
I think I win, but well, I don't know
That
yet.
we know of.
Yeah, I don't know if N had a stint in high awards. Okay. How much longer till we get to the sundown? Oh shit.
From here, it's like probably 15 minutes.
We haven't seen the Kraken Slayer yet, yeah?
You haven't spotted it yet. If you want to now, you can make another perception check.
Yeah, I'd like to. On a clearing, kind of getting closer.
Yeah.
Che,
Can I-
9.
can I
Can we
help
help them
Look.
because we're all looking for it?
Yeah.
Roll again.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, guys. Oh, shucks, my guys.
Oh.
Hey, over 10.
Well,
The reason you don't notice it until you're like almost upon the sundown is because the Kraken Slayer is not where it usually is, which would be perched in this very large tree that's sort of on a cliff above. Instead, the Kraken Slayer seems to have been somewhat skidded into the side of the mountain, just like opposite the Sundown Inn itself.
oh shit.
It's like if the Sundown Inn is on one side of the field and there's like gardens and like beautiful natural thing, the Kraken Slayer is on the other side of the garden, kind of like just tilted. There does appear to be like canvas and tarp around it, and like you see the little glint of floating discolored brass orbs keeping careful watch. But it is
Orbs, huh?
Brassy orbs, huh?
Interesting.
But it is 2 a.m. and you are outside of the Sundown Inn and have found the wreck of the Kraken Slayer. I think this is where we will end today's episode.